All right, there we are. And I did not edit this particular scene.
No, I feel like I'm a little bit off center here.
And with a incorrect name, let's fix this.
If you give me 5 minutes, I'll shave my head, get my glasses, and we'll sort this out.
I did not know you had glasses.
I do, but I never wear them publicly.
I'm having a hard time envisioning it, honestly.
Only for reading stuff generally. So it's just I'm getting older.
Yeah, aren't we all? So, I was thinking earlier today, it's been like right at 2 years since you did that Bubsy video with John, and then you were here in North Carolina and you streamed Bubsy and Cybernator from my house here, and like last year doesn't feel like it existed. So like there is no way that feels like it was 2 years ago. Like, holy cow.
I know. I haven't even thought about this. Yeah, you're right. I visited you for the very first time in 2019 in April. It was like April 26th, was it?
I don't know exactly when it was.
The streaming date. Yeah, you could find the stream archive, and I'm there. And that would be the day we met each other. But yeah, that was crazy, wasn't it? That's so long ago now. But you're right. Last year feels like it didn't quite happen. So
yeah, some people were saying I'm a bit quiet. I mean, I just turned myself up a tiny bit.
I would never believe that.
Yeah, I am.
Anyone says you're quiet, I would not believe it.
I'm not quite sure I believe it either. In fact, maybe what I really need to do is turn Audi down, because Audi, as we all know, is a soft talker, and he has
especially at 2 a.m. I will be very soft.
He has mastered his audio levels, though, so that he is no longer soft. So I may have overestimated how much I needed to have him turned up. So, okay, hopefully that's a bit more balanced now.
Well, it's always going to be someone who just doesn't hear us. Like every stream we do, it's always like 2 people who's like, it's too low, I can't hear it.
Yeah.
I'm always wondering if they're like watching us from a tunnel.
Well, I mean, I think most people are used to watching YouTube videos that don't attempt to balance the audio levels at a reasonable level, so everything's just super loud anyway.
Yeah.
We've got Artemio in the chat. It's always
legendary Artemio.
Always a treat.
I don't think we ever spoken directly, but I'm certainly a fan of Artemio's work. So.
And before we really get going here, I saw there was a $10 super chat from good old Chris Fratz, who was active in the Digital Foundry stream the other day as well.
Yes, saying, I think he funds half my paycheck.
Saying, welcome to the first episode of What's in the Wrong Pack Try. Anyway, yes. I'm excited to see what Audi has in store for you. May we laugh at you and have fun. Happy Easter if you celebrate it. Well, thank you.
Happy Easter anyway. So, let's talk about what we're doing today.
Yes, establish what we're doing. So
Corey's not here,
right.
So we can't tell us we can't do this. And you want me to kind of pick some games. So what I did was, I think there's like 27 games.
I think that's right.
It's 27 games of a variety of quality and origins. Some questionable, some probably illegal. But what we're going to do is you're going to go through them. I renamed them all to not show the name.
Yep.
And you have to beat at least one stage of each game.
Okay. So all of these definitely have stages?
I think most of them would have stages. If there's one of them that don't, we'll come up with something. We'll change the rules as we need. But I think most of them would have stages.
Well,
if I remember correctly.
If Audi truly is the Easter Bunny, then I hope he will have brought me Super Mario Brothers 9, Donkey Kong Country 9, and Sonic the Hedgehog 9.
And I'm saving Granddad 7 for another day, so don't expect it.
So we are on the Mister here today. I'm using. I wasn't even sure if this would work, but it does. I'm using the 8-bit
Yeah,
Do G-Bros with the NES Classic controller wirelessly with my Mister.
I'm not very familiar with Mister, but as I was doing the episode with Joe for GameSack, if you haven't seen it yet, you can go see the bootleg episode, which I helped Joe make.
I've not seen the entire episode yet, so it's possible there were games in that are in what we've got here that I did not that I will not recognize from that.
I'm sure the fans will see it. But yeah, when I was doing that, we had a lot of trouble because I have a lot of these bootleg cards in cartridge form. I like buying bootlegs, like original game bootlegs, mind you.
You are a bootleg connoisseur. You gotta go authentic with your fakery.
Oh, of course. But what we realized is that Mister does not support a lot of these obscure mappers. I'm really not sure where to go to kind of report that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing GitHub, but
I mean, I guess another option could have been I could have played on the NT Mini, which I think has the most overall coverage of mappers. But
actually, we checked on the John's NT Mini, and some of those mappers aren't supported there either. So, and from what I could gather when I was looking around, was some posts suggested that just like there's not enough game to warrant the work. But I mean, if the mappers are already out there and FCUX and stuff can use it. I don't know if you can port that over to Mister. I'm really not sure how Mister works.
Yeah, I don't know. But I've been learning a lot more about Mister. I learned a lot about Mister doing Analog Frontiers Part 3. So
I see Artemio actually saying you can report him to him. So yeah, I will be messaging you on Twitter, Artemio. Let's hope there's a huge bootleg wave coming to Mister.
Oh yes, you can. I mean, Artemio will be sure to make the time for you to get done what needs being done.
Well, I mean, it's preservation, right? If the Mister is gonna preserve gaming for 100 years, it needs to preserve everything.
I have no idea why I put up Gumshoe for the background, mostly because it doesn't have sound.
Gumshoe that is not one of the games. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, well,
it's too good.
We can't play light gun games in this configuration anyway. So yeah, we've got 27 games here. I assume you have not yourself tested them on a Mister, but you believe that their mappers are supported. So
I think all of these work.
I may have not updated my Mister in a month or so, but hopefully they work. So here we go. I guess we're just going to go straight down the list so we don't get confused.
But remember the rules, Try. 1 level per game.
1 level per game. All right.
Make us proud. And then if you recognize the game, please let us know.
All right. 2016.
So also to note, the games can either be ROM hacks, they can be bootlegs, they can be legit games, they can be anything.
So this is presumably a ROM hack of some kind.
It could be an official Super Mario game.
Official Super Mario game?
Why not?
This is not looking like a Super Mario game.
That is true.
Bobby, I could be surprised once we get to the top of the skyscraper.
That's right. Anticipation. Someone was saying that there's something poetic about building a system to support bootleg games. I agree. I'm in this for the poetry.
Mega Man CX, and once it gets to the top of the skyscraper, it plays Pokemon music.
So you're not familiar with this?
I'm not familiar. I am very illiterate as to like ROM hacks and stuff like that. So I'm going to be learning a lot this stream. There's even a new game and a load game, so I obviously don't have a game. So
that was something I used to do so much back in the day, was ROM hacking and fan translation stuff. And I'm talking like the Nesticle days.
Whoa, this is like straight into gameplay for the title screen. That was unexpected.
It's interesting, isn't it?
So Mega Man's kind of got Bit of
It's got like
a spray
spread
gun
shot.
here. Yeah, like I can just hold the B button and it just goes.
So I guess since this is a Mega Man game, you have to complete one stage, like a one boss stage. I
Well,
guess.
so this this is an opening level that does not count, I assume.
Yeah, let's. This is an introduction, so.
Which was not something that the NES games did. So it's kind of novel to put a level like this in it. I noticed that he climbs the ladder quite quickly.
Yeah, I mean his speed in general is faster.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's interesting. Is this specifically a Mega Man 2 ROM hack?
Oh, probably. I think this is based on Japanese Mega Man 2.
Like
ROM.
I assume it requires a base ROM to be patched.
Oh yeah, and I think it is Rockman
Oh.
that you patch for this. So once you beat the stage, we'll talk more about the origins of these. So yeah.
Oh, cool.
Things certainly changed up now.
Now I'm Quick Man, although he seems to maybe play a little bit like Mega Man X.
Pretty much, and also the music.
Yeah?
is Like X.
It's Zero's theme, isn't it?
Yep. So it's pretty neat so far, and you can wall jump.
Yeah, I mean, this is a solid start. No complaints here yet.
See, I love ROM hacks in general, ROM hacking community, and just the creativity that comes with it. But these kinds of things are really cool when you make basically a brand new game
Yeah.
out of it.
I noticed that his life bar is longer than any actual NES Mega Man game.
Yeah. I mean, the boss does too. Yeah. So, are you familiar with ROM hacks for Mega Man in general? Do you have like a ROM hack you used to play, like Mega Man Ultra or anything like that?
No, I mean, I tend to be a bit of a purist. I like, I like playing the vanilla game, flaws and all. But I always have heard a lot of praise for one of the Mega Man 4 hacks.
Yeah, you're talking about Minus Infinity.
Yeah, like everyone just raves about that one.
Minus Infinity is very good. It is probably the best Mega Man ROM hack, especially one that kind of makes it new. That would probably be it.
Okay. Now this is interesting.
So now you have all these boss battles.
I mean, I recognize everyone on the top row and only Mega Man on the bottom row, other than Airman, I guess.
So, I mean, you have Mario there, so we were talking about this could be a Mario game.
Yeah, well-
I stand by my point, but let's do Comic Guy there.
Oh, okay. I was going to say Wispy Woods, but
Okay, we could do Wispy Woods if you want.
I kind of want to do. I feel like as a huge Kirby fan, I feel like I got to see what this is like. Oh my gosh, he kind of looks like. It almost looks like he might be based on the Super Nintendo. Dream Course Wispy Woods, which is. Oh yeah,
it
this
could be.
this kind of has a Kirby's Adventure remix.
It's cool to hear that music with the Mega Man 2 sound driver.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I like just hearing remixes of NES music on the same system, just because I feel like that's something that you didn't hear too often back in the day. I mean, there were some obvious examples like, the underground theme in Mario 3, was a remix of the same from Mario 1 and stuff like that. Or in the Dragon Quest games, there were, I think either 2 or 3 had a remix of the world map music from 1. Mm-hmm. But like for the most part, like sequels, either if they reused music at all on the NES, they were oftentimes like the exact same rendition or very, very close. So it's always really cool to just hear something remixed on on a system that already has such profound sound limitations, you know?
Yeah, I really like demakes in general. There's cons of the demake. I find it very interesting to take something from a late generation, be it music, game, graphics, whatever, and put it on the NES or Game Boy, that kind of stuff. So, like Mario's Missing, I like just because of like all the SNES graphics and whatnot that they ported over.
I mean, I actually owned Mario is Missing back in the day.
I still have it.
Yeah. I mean, I own it again now, but I mean, you know, I sold my original NES collection to save up for an N64.
I find Mario's Missing like super relaxing, like tranquil. There's just nothing's gonna happen to you. You're safe.
I do like the music of it. I mean, it's got a few catchy tunes.
I find it as a pretty entertaining educational game.
I mean, I was definitely let down because like I saw it in the store and was just like sucked in by the box art, you know, like I did not know about this. I was just like, oh my gosh, like this, like I looked at the box and it's like Super Mario World character sprites on, you know, in an NES game. And I didn't have a Super Nintendo yet. And, I was just like, I always liked Luigi more than Mario. And I was just like, oh man, I just didn't know that there was another, like, I was envisioning this being like Mario 3 or Mario World with, you know, Luigi instead. And
Mario's Missing is still probably the most misleading promotional campaign ever in video games, though, because like those screenshots that look like the Super Nintendo Super Mario World, and then like the whole like, oh, you're playing as Luigi thing, and then when you got it, it was just kind of an educational game. They did not make, at least here in Europe, they did not make this clear for the Super Nintendo.
Oh no, I don't know if I can get past that. You seem to not have a slide in this.
I guess you just have to, you have to be careful, jump down.
So who, do you know who this character is supposed to be? Like, it seems to not really be Mega Man.
I think it is Mega Man. It's Mega Man CX.
I guess, but I mean, there was like, you know, Blue Mega Man in the opening level at the end.
Oh yeah,
you seem to be on Gutsman's side, and then Mega Man is a boss.
Yeah, there is some sort of story going on here, but I do not remember this. Just to talk about the game a little bit. So this is a Japanese ROM hack, even though it is in English. It was translated by, I think his name is at the beginning.
Yeah. There was some name on the beginning. You're right.
Yeah, and I know Packensack does a lot of ROM hacks and stuff. So you know, he's out there. And so this is his translation of that Japanese ROM hack, because this made some waves when it came out. You know, it was very technically impressive. And
I saw there was 2016 on the front end. Was that for the translation or for the ROM hack?
For ROM hack.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Can always change stage.
Yeah, you know? I might have to. I haven't paused yet. Let's see. Push select to exit. Oh, I've got 5 Mega Mans. What's this? Floor.
That's, I guess, the one or like whatever it is.
Yeah. Let's see. Sub-tank. Whoa.
I like the last one.
Ubercharge. Oh, is it invincibility?
Who knows?
Well, I'll look into that. Maybe I can just go through those spikes. I feel like though that like Japanese ROM hackers, like, is that not ultra common?
It's not as established as it is in the West, but you certainly have it. And what I think is kind of different is that there's a ROM hackers in Japan tend to focus very much on one specific game and kind of perfect their reverse engineering of it. At least the ones that come out and become famous, right? And there's also very famous examples of this working out for actual publishing, like Pac-Man Championship Edition quite recently was released on Switch. The Famicom conversion, that was originally a ROM hack that M2 cleaned up.
Oh.
And same with Darius. That was a homebrew though. It was not a hack. Right. I mean, this came from reverse engineering Darius 2, I think, originally, and then applying what he learned to make his own custom code for Darius 1.
It's interesting that the sub-weapon refills seem to refill your health. Maybe it's because I don't have a sub-weapon equipped.
Yeah, that could be. It could be.
Alright, I'm going to see if this Uber charge actually makes me invincible to spikes or not.
I can't wait to see.
Oh my gosh, everything is flickering, so I don't even know if the power is active right now.
Oh,
it did!
Okay.
I was able to just walk right on them.
So should I read the super chats for you?
Oh, yes, please.
Alright, so Jonathan Henson sends $5.
Thank you.
Hate I missed the DF My Life in Gaming Super Team Super Stream on Friday. Catching up with today. Loving this mystery ROM idea, Audi. Yeah, well, you can watch the archive, and then next Friday, all of us are joining up again on this channel for another PS3
that was actually a total surprise to me when y'all were talking about that at the end of that stream. I was like, oh, I completely missed the planning for this.
Yeah, it was in the Discord.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. I just somehow completely missed it.
Chris Rat sends another $5, making sure he can't eat for the rest of the month. Speaking of demakes, what do you think of the demake video that Remedy released for Control on PS1 a few days ago? Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, I haven't seen that. That's a neat idea.
So there's someone that's making like the Bloodborne kart racer and all this stuff to look like PlayStation 1, which is pretty fun to look at.
Wait, Bloodborne kart racer?
Yes. So I think that was an April Fool's joke, because someone has been making like a PlayStation 1 remake of I think it's Bloodborne. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't play those games much, but I think it's that, not like the Souls games. So.
Uh-oh.
Got the boss. Yeah. So Joshua Helmaki sends $5. There are two 8-bit versions of Mega Man 7, 8 over in Japan that have been translated and ported on home consoles. Oh, any thoughts? Neither of which have been finished though, have they? And I think the 7 one is only PC. It's technically not a Famicom game, but it's like a PC game that looks like Famicom. Or am I completely wrong on this? I do remember seeing all this back in the day. And there was someone trying to also do the Mega Man 9 thing.
I thought it could take another hit. Oh, okay, it put me right at him.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. Yes, they did.
I think I can get him.
I think the idea of doing a remake of 8 and 7 would be really interesting for like an official Capcom project. But that will probably never happen. I do like Mega Man 7 though, so... And I like 8 as well, but I do like 7 a lot, actually, on Super Nintendo.
I think 7 is super underrated.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, this is kind of a weird situation, but it was actually my first exposure to Mega Man.
I wouldn't say that's so weird.
I mean, for whatever reason, like, I didn't have any, no one in my family had any, no one of my friends had any, just no one I knew had any Mega Man games on the NES, and then when I moved to Delaware, you know, some of my friends were, you know, renting Mega Man 7 on Super Nintendo. Mega Man 7, Mega Man X1, and Mega Man X2. They were renting those 3 games like all the time. So 7 was, you know, it was just that was where I was introduced to it really, and I just love the look of it. I love the music in it. The Last Wily is really, really, really mean. But I prefer the NES games, but
Someone's saying that the Bloodborne cart is not an April Fool's joke anymore. They're actually included with the main game. Does that mean that the remake is the main game and that's real? Because I thought all this was a joke. Are people actually finishing up the PlayStation 1 version of Bloodborne?
Like, is it?
Well,
that would be amazing. So you want me to do anything else in this one, or switch to the next game?
I think, yeah, you finished the level. We have 27 games.
Yeah.
So let's go to the next one. People can check it out. So this was Mega Man CX.
Yep.
So people can go check it out. I think I'll write down the list so that in the description later for people who watch this back, they can find it. Game number 2, try.
All right, here we go. Okay.
So that says Luigi.
Luigi knows something.
That's all. So, are you familiar with the Transformers game?
I am. Is there like, or I might be thinking of Gundam. There's like a Transformers or Gundam like strategy game on Famicom, isn't there?
There's a Gundam. There's several Gundam ones, SD Gundam. But so Transformers has a famously very difficult Famicom game. I think it's even been on like AVGN and stuff like that. But this is not Transformers. It's Super Mario, which you are familiar with.
Yeah. So how does Transformers factor into this?
Oh well.
Is the music from it or something?
The music is from there, and the levels are similar, but it's a mix. So let's see if you can do this.
It seems pretty tough at the beginning. Oh, it seems you have impressed Show.
Oh yeah, I love this this version. It's one I put on actually quite often just to have fun.
Okay, this first question mark block is a trap.
Well, you got to look out for the pellets from all the enemies. Don't worry about the blocks.
Did the enemies have collision detection? I have not. Okay, they do.
They
I
do.
have not yet determined this.
You have to beat the first level.
Oh, the slowdown is going. Oh, I thought the slowdown was going to save me.
Let's see what your Mario skills are like.
I mean, I like to think I'm pretty
And
good
your
at Mario,
Transformers
but. So is this another Japanese ROM hack?
Yeah, this is another one.
Oh, so what does this have to do with Luigi?
Well, it's the mystery of Luigi. Where is Luigi?
That is a good mystery. Oh my gosh, yeah. I might. Oh, dang it!
See, we're gonna be stuck on this for a while, aren't we?
Yes.
Well, you kind of, I can see that you're learning a bit of the patterns. So, that's good. If people are wondering why I'm always looking in 2 different directions, I have the actual, like, real-time feed on this, and then the YouTube feed on the other monitors.
Oh, I want that. What?
It's that, why would you want that try? It's gonna kill you.
It said P on it. P is good.
No, it said D.
Huh?
D for deaf. It said D. Yeah, photosensitivity warnings, I think goes without saying for this game.
For NES in general, really.
For NES in general. Oh, so you haven't played even the Transformers game on Famicom. That would be...
maybe for another time.
Yeah.
Oh, what? That hardly lasted any time at all. I was starting to get into the music.
Are you expecting this game to be nice to you? Oh, well, you're getting... Oh. You're doing it, though.
There you go. I did it.
Well, that's not it.
That's a level. What? Oh, my gosh.
Now we gotta beat Bowser.
Can I beat him without a power-up?
That I don't know actually, but you have to jump on the kind of green part. I don't think you can jump on his ears.
Oh.
Shadow Mask sends $2 and said, someone saw Super Mario 2 JP and said, hold my beer. Well, so this is a mix of Transformers Convoy no Nozzle and then Super Mario. So, and it works quite well, I have to say. I mean, both those games use kind of, and yeah, this is an interesting thing too, where you can shoot in different directions, which is certainly not in the original Mario.
I love seeing just giant Bowser here, like giant pixel Bowser. I love seeing like giant pixels like actually on these systems. It's not something you see too often. But I always think of like how PC Engine did like the big Valkyrie and Legend of the Valkyrie. Also,
Right.
I'm not sure if the fireball actually hurts him.
No, not fireball. You have to jump on his like forehead, I think.
Whoa! Oh, I was not expecting that momentum to be so weird. That backwards
his
momentum
eyes.
feels really weird.
Ah. See, this game is awesome, isn't it?
It's interesting.
I think if you knew the original Transformers, you would really appreciate just how well this works. But, I mean, the original Transformers is not a good game either. That was one of the Transformers game was one of the first games we imported, I remember. Or we bought an import of. EB Chill sends $5 and says, God påske, Audi and Mark. I guess you either copy-pasted that from Wikipedia or you're Norwegian.
Thank you.
Still waiting for frame rate analysis on the Crazy Frog Racer on Digital Foundry.
Someone did bring up Crazy Frog Racer before the stream went up.
Oh, people are bringing up Crazy Frog Racer every day to Richard, and it is fantastic. I am so happy. Richard is not so happy. But I am sure we will get to that point where Richard is desperate enough that we can do a frame rate analysis of that. I think it runs at a steady 30, as I played it a little bit. So not to spoil anything, but I don't think performance is the issue with Crazy Frog. It's the integrity. It's just integrity.
So I take it this Transformers game this is based on just has enemies just like ruthlessly flying into you constantly.
Yeah, and that one is even worse because it has like a star, well, some stages has like stars in the background or just
oh my gosh,
stage elements that mask those pellets. In this game, you see them easily, but in the Transformers game, not so much.
So this is like a better remake of the Transformers game.
Yeah. Well, they're so different though. They're mixing elements, so it's not like this is exactly the same. It's just that the flying enemies with the pellets, for example, that's like if you play the original Transformers, that's one of the first things you see and the first thing that will kill you. So it's things like that. The importer sends $5 Canadian. I live in Montreal, so very nice to see you, fellow Canadian. I own the Transformers game on the Famicom and finished it. Trust me, this Mario hack looks much easier. Whoa. Yeah, it's easier. So it's much easier.
Your quest is over? But where is Luigi? It doesn't sound like my quest is over. We did it though. So the whole basis of the game is where is Luigi, and then it ends as there is no Luigi.
Kind of similar to the Transformers game. Well, we beat it.
We did. I feel pretty good about this.
Party on game 3 out of 27.
All right. Oh, now this
one,
This is looking right up your alley and my alley as well.
This is my favorite NES soundtrack. And I do love the game as well, but the soundtrack is actually my all-time favorite NES soundtrack. So we're not just doing ROM hacks or bootlegs. It can be anything.
Oh, so this is just straight up Power Blade. This is not a weird
Power Blade.
This is not a weird version of Power Blade.
Nope.
What is your favorite level? To start
just
with.
start Sector 1. If you're not used to this game, then you're gonna die.
Yeah. I mean, I have not actually played through it in, I don't know, a number of years.
I can beat this without dying most of the time. Someone's asking if this is a sprite of me. I think I have to work out a little bit more.
I'm doing a lot of just like falling off the platform before I even hit the jump button tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, the composer of this game is Yamashita Kunio, who did the Castlevania soundtrack as well, or part of the Castlevania soundtrack, and Mega Man X3.
Oh, really? She did this one?
Yep.
She was. That was the same MagFest that she was at as Yuzo Koshiro, right?
Yeah. That was one of the ones there. So.
I mean, you know, I have to confess,
was,
I did not know much about Yuzo Koshiro at the time, since I don't think I even had a Genesis at the time, to be honest. So,
you know,
like, ActRaiser was like my main point of reference for him, you know?
Yeah. He didn't know much about me either, that MagFest, because
yeah,
we've met each other at that MagFest in 2011. And because I was
didn't realize until many years later.
I was Koshiro's handler for MagFest and his subsequent US trip, and so I was there with Koshiro all the time. And then many years later, you mentioned that, like, oh, I was there, and got like his signature and everything. So we must have met each other, because I was the one handling like the crowd for that signing session and the concert and whatnot. If you look up the pictures from MagFest, it's me and Koshiro on stage, which I do not belong on that stage with him. I was not worthy, but he is a good friend of mine. So
I mean, you were saying
in the chat, by the way, but I'm paying attention to tries playing, and then so if you want me to not miss your message, even if you spend $1, just super chat it, or else it moves.
Yeah, we try to pay attention to regular messages once we catch up from super chats, but it gets tough.
I do see someone saying hi from Laval, and hi. I live right near Sauvé Station in Montreal, so not far from Laval, and my wife's parents are living in Laval. So, and someone says that I'm European but I sound American. Wow, thank you, brother. Howdy, partner. I like you all. Ben B sends $2 too, but you have to say like Scrooge McDuck. Oh damn! How does Scrooge McDuck sound in English? I only watch the Swedish Norwegian dub.
Bless me bagpipes.
Oh, bless me bagpipes! You have to say it like Scrooge McDuck.
Okay, how would Scrooge sound in Norwegian?
I just sound like my grandpa. He also acted like it.
I mean, so does he just have like a normal Norwegian accent in Norwegian?
Yeah, it was just an old man's voice. Yeah, just an old man's voice. Kind of old angry man. Like a grandpa voice. So not bad dub. The Swedish one was fine too. So the Swedish dubs for Disney stuff was actually usually quite good. Like the Gummy Bears, I think, was significantly better in Swedish than English. Not that you would know, because you wouldn't understand it.
Yeah. I mean, I that show was something that I either completely blocked it out or was just absolutely unaware of it back in the day, because I didn't. I'm just like, what is this? This is a Disney thing? Like I just had no clue, even though I watched DuckTales and Rescue Rangers and, a little bit of some of the other stuff, but not much. Mostly.
Oh, you weren't familiar with DuckTales, you mean?
Oh, no. I'm just saying I watched DuckTales and Rescue Rangers, and that was like it. That was it during those days. Like I would watch Tailspin if it was on, but I didn't really care about it.
That was, yeah, Tailspin was like second tier. Like that was, Disney Afternoon was
Yeah.
great in the beginning, and then I think Tailspin was fine. They had a good theme song.
Yeah. I
but
never
never
watched.
gravitated towards it. And
No.
Bonkers and stuff like that, I never
Oh
watched.
gosh, that sounds a little familiar. Yeah, I mean, I never even really watched like what was it, Gargoyles? That was
Gargoyles is great though.
I mean, I know it was, but like, I was not really into like watching TV a whole lot at that time, I guess.
Yeah, Gargoyles is like, it's basically Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah,
because all the voice actors are basically from that show.
That Goof Troop, Darkwing Duck, like I was not.
Yeah,
I was not really in like a cartoon watching phase at that time, I guess, or really TV in general.
I think Darkwing Duck is a cool concept, but I never gravitated towards that show either.
Yeah. I mean, I like the NES game though.
Yeah. There was a bonkers game, wasn't there, on like Super Nintendo and Master System? I think even Master System in Brazil got.
Was that a monkey or something? I'm trying to remember.
Bonkers? No, it's Police Cat.
Okay,
Kind of like
I may have not known what that was at all.
Show, but with a cat and not funny. $5 from Ben B saying $5, but every time you try dice, you have to say, oh, I can't say that, dude. I don't speak French. I just love them. So, yeah, I do miss. So I live in Montreal, but because of the pandemic, I had to go home to Europe during this time. Bonkers.
Oh, I didn't know that you considered Montreal your normal.
Oh yeah, I mean that's where we have an apartment there and everything.
Oh,
but,
I had no idea.
Yeah, but Canada got very strict when it came to the pandemic. So rather than going through a lot more paperwork, I just went home because I had some projects here I had to do anyway with John and stuff. So. Did you get the key card?
Apparently so. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely remembered how this game had like things to find.
You can use bombs to push select, by the way.
Oh.
But he still died.
Yeah.
Oh, John Riggs is here. How's it going, buddy?
Hey.
I love John Riggs. He, when I was at E3 a few years ago, he was there. John Riggs and Metal Jesus Rocks. I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar. So if I got his biblical name wrong, I apologize. But yeah, John Riggs was extremely nice to me and very welcoming at a time where I was very tired, so that was very nice of you.
Yeah, we met John Riggs at Missouri Game Con.
Oh.
All right, one level down in
next one
in mystery egg number 3. Let's go on to 4. Bioforce Ape.
Are you familiar with this one?
The name is familiar. The name is familiar.
So this was a legendary unreleased game for the longest of time.
Okay.
And it was made even more famous because it was the subject of a hoax where someone made like screenshots and claimed they had the prototype, and it had like a butter monster on it and all like eat their butter and all this kind of weird memes.
Okay.
And that hoax ended with the guy basically smashing the cart with a hammer and it was a weird, crazy story. But then many years later, the prototype actually ended up on Yahoo Auctions, and I think Frank Cifaldi and his group were the ones who got it
Ah.
and got this out to people. And I was very interested in this because it's in my book also, because it's very much connected to wrestling.
Okay. So I mean, it says 1991, but to be honest, this title screen does not give me 1991 vibes. This gives me more
Well, the
like
title screen might. So the title
1997.
screen might be not too impressive, but wait till you see the speed of the game. So let's get into it, because this is technically very interesting.
Whoa.
You're supposed to fold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little wrestling action there.
Oh yeah, but look at how fast this scrolls
Yeah, that's
with no real like slowdown.
yeah, that's
So
pretty.
there are later on.
Whoa. Yeah, this is weird, but it's impressive. I love that, like, riding on that platform, like, you really got a sense of the momentum when he's like horizontal on it and holding on
to it, and like, yeah, this game is awesome. Like, I think this is, it is certainly unfinished. It is a bit unpolished, and it lacks a bit of depth, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, there needs to be like more sound effects, I feel, like to kind of connect with the action.
So, I mean, 1991, you can imagine this coming out. I think had it come out, it would be super expensive today.
Oh, absolutely.
Technically impressive game, but I don't think it would have made a big impact or anything. And the ones put this out, or was supposed to put them out, they canceled a lot of games during this time and throughout NES's lifetime. Actually,
what is that thing?
A kangaroo or something?
It
right?
looks like a kangaroo snake with a man in its pouch.
Yeah, why not? You have a problem with that, Trent?
I actually don't have a problem with that. I think it's kind of awesome. Whoa. The man is its legs. The man's arms is its legs.
All right.
Look at this thing. Look at that thing.
It seems.
I can't bring myself to kill it. I mean, I was gonna say it's a unique species, but then it respawns, so it's fine.
It's just so wild to me, this game. Every time I put this on, I've been wanting to show this game to John for a while, because I think he would really love just the speed.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a much faster game. I mean, it does have some slowdown for sure, but
it does. It's certainly late.
It's like a faster game than like Sonic on Master System.
Yeah.
Oops.
And the gameplay isn't too bad. I mean, the jumping leaves a little bit to be desired, but like the actual like fighting is pretty neat.
I've kind of been avoiding the fighting because it feels like it lacks like it feels like it kind of lacks a sense of contact.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to grabbing onto this rope. I bet the animation is going to be pretty good because the rope already looks pretty good. Whoa! I was not expecting to fly off that rope so fast. So I kind of like chickened out of my jump.
I'm enjoying seeing you discover this game. This egg hunt has been very successful thus far.
Should I fall down here? I mean, this level is like so sprawling. I'm like kind of like nervous. Like, how am I actually gonna find my way through this level?
So Varactor the Old, I guess that's how you say it. Sends $5 with no comment. So thank you.
Thank you anyway.
So People are asking how you can find out my history in gaming. You can watch my interview on RetroRGB.
Yeah.
It's probably the easiest place to get.
That was a fun one.
Well, fun. It's 2 hours long. I don't know how Bob did it, but kudos to him. I usually don't speak for 2 hours to even my parents. So.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's a little bit of a maze. Like that's the level designs aren't like too straightforward in this game.
Yeah.
It gets a bit samey. But you got some Coke. So
I got some Coke, but it didn't look like it increased my PAL meter. Oh, there's a map.
Yep. Container 7 cents, $6.50.
No comment,
Thanks.
but thank you. So the goal is there. So I need to get back to the roof ultimately. But how? Do I go through that inn? Maybe that's my goal?
I like the little icon for him on the map.
Ugh. Ooh, ice cream. Now that did increase my PAL.
I'd say that those power-ups or whatever points, it doesn't really fit the game so much. Coke, ice cream.
No, but you know what? I mean, those are.
It's the same as in
classic.
Power Blade. You get life.
Game over? Just total game over? With one death?
Well, since these stages are so big and sprawling, I'm gonna give you an out here. You don't need to redo this one.
Okay. This one's interesting though, for sure.
Yeah, totally interesting.
It takes some figuring out though, but yeah, look how fast that scrolling is. I mean, it's very unique. Where was this game developed?
Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost, it doesn't really look like a Japanese game in some ways.
It was promoted in magazines, but yeah, it never came out. So thanks to Frank Cifaldi, we got it now. So this is Aladdin Hummer Team DX. You did not watch my episode with Joe on GameStack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watched little bits of it, and of course the skit, but I have not like sat down and watched the whole thing yet. But I intend to.
So let's see you try it first, and then we go over it, right?
So this looks so far like a pretty faithful conversion of the Capcom Super Nintendo game.
That's exactly what it is, but this is based on a bootleg from Hummer Team, which are pretty prolific if you're into bootlegs. They did like Kart Fighter and Sulmati and these kinds of famous ones.
Mm-hmm.
And they released this, which was called Aladdin 4, I think, originally, or 2. It's also called Popeye Travels to Persia. But this is actually a ROM hack that fixes the sound driver, the controls, and some of the kind of unfair gameplay. So this is almost, pretty much up to par with a real conversion had it been made back then.
Interesting. The movement feels a little slidey.
It's much better in this than it is in that original, especially jumping. The momentum for the jumping in the original version. I mean the original bootleg, not the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it just feels. I don't know if it's quite slippery per se, but now I'm not sure if the level design is exactly like the Super Nintendo game. Fairly close. Yeah. So now the original actually did use Aladdin characters and stuff, or?
Yeah. I mean, the original,
but it wasn't called Aladdin.
For what it is,
right?
It was also pretty impressive. But this one, the ROM hack just makes it even better. So I have this on.
I still think the most technically impressive Aladdin game is the one on Game Gear / Master System.
Yes, as official games, that one is actually also one of my favorites. But I think this, I mean, if you've never played a PAL Aladdin game that actually came out for the NES, right? The official one.
No. Is it completely different from the other ones?
Yeah, so the official Aladdin NES game from Virgin that was only released in PAL, that was based on the Game Boy version, which in itself was based on the Mega Drive game. But it looks awful, plays awful. It's one of the worst NES games ever made. So, I mean, this is 100 times better, and it's not even official. So,
yeah, I have to admit, like, I'm not really a fan of Virgin games in general. Now, see, this I know this level is definitely feeling pretty faithful to the Super Nintendo game. I mean, I don't know this game by heart or anything, but you know, so it's I can't say for sure where the differences are, but it's definitely impressive.
Where do you stand on the eternal battle between Super Nintendo and Mega Drive?
Oh, easily Super Nintendo. I mean,
same.
It's just,
it is so easy because that Mega Drive game is just kind of it looks
nice, but yeah, it's not.
Don't like the levels. I don't like controls.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would like to play all the way through it someday. I mean, I haven't gotten more than 2 or 3 levels into it before.
Which one?
The Genesis one.
Genesis, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the first time I played through this was at my cousin's house shortly after she got a Super Nintendo. And I remember, like, my mom, my aunt, and my cousin went to the store one day. And I stayed at my aunt and uncle's house by myself and played Aladdin. And when they got back, I'd already beaten it. And my cousin was like, "No, you cheated. There's no way you beat it already." I'm like, "Well, it wasn't that hard." But yeah, I really like the Super Nintendo game. I mean, I understand where the love of the Genesis one comes from, but it's
I just don't like the level designs or
the
like
way that Virgin Games, like Virgin Games and Shiny Interactive in general, I just don't like their games. Like, I wish I did, but I like how they look, but I don't like how they play.
When I met Shinji Mikami at E3 a while ago, I spent my time talking to him about Goof Troop and Aladdin. And I think he really enjoyed that. And then when John came over eventually, he also was like, "Oh yeah, I love Goof Troop." So, Tommy spent like half an hour with us just talking about Goof Troop, which time well spent, I have to say.
Yeah, I got Goof Troop a year or so ago. And I'm looking forward to playing through that because it does seem like something I'd like. All right, was that 5 or 6? I can't remember if I already moved down to.
Did you technically beat the level though?
I did, yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, this is level 2.
All right, then see if it's 6.
Yeah,
Oh, all right. No, this is 6.
Oh, Hook.
Have you ever played Hook on NES?
So this is a real game.
A real game.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
I have not played any version of Hook, but I know that is it the Super Nintendo or the Sega CD one that's considered really good?
Oh, I love the Super Nintendo Hook is one of my favorite games on the system, but I can't say the same for this NES version.
Who made the Super Nintendo version?
Yokote, the same people who did like Sky Blazer and Spawn. So, great developer. And if you're on the Digital Foundry Patreon, me and John today actually released a video exclusively on the Patreon where we talk about Hook. So, we don't talk about this Hook, though. I left this specifically for you to try. Chris Fratz sends $2, says, "Have you ever played MDK?" Try.
I know that John is a huge fan of MDK, but I have not.
I played MDK a lot on PlayStation, which is a very different. Well, it's technically a very different game than a PC one. So, but I play the PC one a lot of John's plays because it is one of his favorite games to put on the retro PC, and I do love myself some MDK. MDK is basically the game that Turrican should have been after the Super Nintendo era.
I feel like Peter Pan here looks
Old.
well, I mean, he's supposed to be, but I feel like he looks like I feel like if there was an alternate reality where, like, you know, you've got like kind of the big three slasher franchise characters, you know, you've got you know,
I think he looks like Michael Myers.
well, you know, if you know, you've got Michael Myers, you've got Jason, you've got Freddy. I feel like this looks like an alternate reality where there is a fourth like mega series slasher serial killer, and it's this guy.
I mean, ROM hacking exists. If someone watching is a ROM hacker, please make this into a Halloween ROM. Try and I will play it.
Like he doesn't he just look scary? Like he looks like he's out to get you.
I mean, this whole game is quite scary. Try. You're playing it. You can tell everyone how scary this is to play.
Maybe
this is one.
Maybe the pirate force is less scary.
But I love the movie Hook.
I do too. You know, I feel like it became very popular to hate on that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember, you know, back in the day when I first saw it, I thought it was good.
Love that soundtrack by John Williams, and yeah, I mean, of course, the Super Nintendo game I think is an essential Super Nintendo action game. And GameStack is wrong because they said it was a slow-moving action game, but you have a run button. So come at me, GameStack.
Is it an expensive game? What?
Hook?
Yeah.
On Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I'll need to look for it because I do know it is considered good.
Yeah, it's as I said, it's one of my favorite games on the Super Nintendo. So.
Like, he just looks so scary, doesn't he? Like, I feel like I'm the bad guy. And also, like, I'm not convinced my knife does anything.
Yeah, the reach on that knife is pretty horrible.
And he also, like, oh, like that really hurts.
Floating around.
And those turtles just like go underwater whenever they feel like it, I guess.
Oh, you jumped. Okay, you made it. Would you say this is a good game, Try?
No.
Are you gonna buy this and put it in your collection?
I am not.
Ah, okay. Well, then this is all for naught.
Oh, it like, not only does the knife not do anything, but like you can't even attack while you're jumping.
Well, hallmarks of a good game, my friend. Would you be able to attack in real life if you jumped? I guess you would.
I mean, jumping itself is a form of attack, maybe.
That's true.
Ooh, so, look at this. Yeah. Pixie dust. Can I? Oh, I can. Oh, yeah.
Now you love this game.
There's an E.
There's an E, so that's probably an exit.
Yeah.
Or not. Maybe you need to get the key card.
Oh, I killed a guy. Just like Peter Pan.
It's Hook. You don't kill anyone. You just feed them to crocodiles. Well, just because I hate this game, I'm gonna say you beat this level.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I beat this level. Yep, definitely did. All right.
Ocean at this time were quite the developer.
Radius Zero.
Radius Zero. Do you know this one?
I do not. It's looking like some sort of Gradius ROM hack.
So this is actually not a ROM hack at all. This was a MSX2 game, homebrew, that came out a long time ago.
Okay.
And then the Impact Soft, as you see on screen there, they put out this Famicom conversion for this game, and it is very impressive how much they put on screen and just how fluid the gameplay still is.
You know, I
So
feel like
this came out in 2019 on cartridge, and last year, Retitled came out, which is the sequel.
interesting. Yeah, you know, I feel like when Corey did the first ever Mr. Stream, like a long time ago, like what? Whoa, this is interesting. He played something on MSX, and I think it was kind of glitchy at the time.
Was it the Mambo?
But
Or
I mean, you said this was an MSX game, right?
MSX2, yeah. But I don't know if Corey would have played this. It probably would have been
something
laid
looked
off
familiar, like that giant robot that he was fighting in the demo. Like it was, I don't know. It was giving me flashbacks to the stream, but
that
maybe
that robot is stolen design from Macross, though.
Oh,
So
okay.
there could be many reasons for this, but yeah, I mean, I love Impact Soft stuff because he released also Tyler came out, which is the follow-up to this, or follow-up. I mean, it's very similar, but he released several versions of it. One was High Grade, which is just I think it has a save feature for high scores and stuff. But then he did the MP version, which has a sound chip that can play back PCM files. So basically, you have an MP3 soundtrack on a Famicom game.
Wow.
So you have all these arrangements. I got that MP version in the mail a couple of days ago, but obviously I don't at least think so far there's any way to dump that, and so you have to kind of have the real cartridges for that. But they are available. You can go on boof.pm, look up Impact Soft, and buy all these games.
So it seems like both buttons do the same thing.
Mhm.
And there's no like upgrade path or anything. You're just like fully powered up the whole game.
Yeah, I think so.
Which
I haven't played very far into this.
I kind of like the idea of it. I mean, it plays great. It's a lot of fun.
It plays really good. Yeah, I was really impressed by this, and yeah, it was hard to get back in the day. I got one of the first cartridges from the first order because they're made by hand by Impact Soft at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But now, as I said, you can go to Booth PM and look him up, and then you can buy this.
Yeah,
There
really
was a US release of this actually on Video Game Stage. Someone did an NES card of it, but that sold out a few days ago now. So the whole entire run is out. But I think they made like 150 US cards officially. So
yeah. Was it Heradius? Is that what it's called?
yeah, Heradius Zero is this one, and then Hara Tyler is the follow-up.
Yeah, this is super good. I'm like not a huge shmup guy, but it's just like really fun to play.
Neither am I, but of course I support pretty much every homebrew developer on these systems, and especially if you release a cartridge, I will probably pick up the cartridge. So yeah, I really like this.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels very fun and polished. It's a unique sort of play style, I think, for this type of game.
I also like just how clean the tiles are. I just like the design of the overall game.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is awesome, and yeah, I'll definitely, next time I visit you, I'll bring that MP cartridge with the sound chip, just so we can check it out, because not enough people know of this, and it's such a cool project to inject, these special sound chips that can, play back basically MP3s.
Yeah. Well, what's so interesting about the NES is we were one of the people who's going to be in Analog Frontiers Part 4. Actually, the founder of the Apparently it's pronounced NESDev, like where, you know, a lot of the homebrew early NES stuff really originated from.
Right.
He was talking about how the NES is like unique in that it, like he says, like Neo Geo is the only other system that he knows of that sends so many signals to the cartridge. And he said, you know, you could basically render the entire screen on the cartridge itself if you, you know, just put some crazy GPU in it.
Right.
So it's, I guess NES, I mean, you know, there's a reason people are still making games for it, right?
There is a Doom cartridge in Japan, like Doom on a Famicom, but that is basically, I think it's like you said, the cartridge itself is like a huge processor, and like it's not really running anything on the NES hardware other than the output.
Right. I mean, you're still limited by like the color palette and things like that.
Looks,
but I mean,
it looks really,
it's
cool.
it's
cool. Yeah. All right.
Game number 8.
Next.
Okay.
Like Mario Kart?
Mario Kart 0 here. I'm trying to make sense of this title screen music.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
You don't think it fits?
I do not like the title screen music. I just
It makes you uncomfortable.
It doesn't. It just doesn't sound like anything.
That is true.
Oh, we got 2 characters here. This looks. Are these converted from maybe like GBA sprites?
I think it's the GBA sprites. Yeah.
Mushroom Cup. How can I not play the Mushroom Cup?
So this is a bootleg that was only on the Karauto, which is a Mexican Famiclone, and came with like Metal Slug, Mario Kart, Crash Bandicoot, all your favorite games on this. I have a Karauto somewhere. Do you want me to go get it? Maybe let me go get my Karauto.
So there seems to be a high-low gear mechanic here, which is not uncommon for like NES driving games, I guess. But like for Mario Kart, it's weird. I'm going against a bunch of Mario clones.
It's like a hack of F1 Racer, I think. But if you look here, this is the Karauto.
Oh, wow.
It looks like a PS1, but when you open it,
wow,
it has the cartridge there. It is the flimsiest piece of excrement that I probably ever bought. But I wanted to buy it because back in the day, this was not dumped, and I tried my best to dump the games, but this is a system on a chip, and it's all globbed together. I can never do it. But then the Discord, what's it called? The Discord that's from Bootleg Games Wiki did it, so we finally got to play these.
This is a pretty recent dump, then, you're saying?
Last year.
Wow.
So, yeah, I had this since 2000. I bought this in 2011 when I was in LA because there was a Hispanic street market where someone was selling these.
Wow.
And so I bought that, and then when I play it, only does composite, by the way.
That's well, I mean, if it's a Famiclone, I mean, how could it not?
Yeah.
Although I guess I could at least expect RF.
I remember when I bought this and I brought it home to my friends, and my buddy, much younger than me, but he grew up with the PlayStation 1 and doesn't have much of a connection to NES. And then I turned it on, and he was just kind of mystified with what I have brought with me.
He probably
And,
lit up when he saw that it looked like a PlayStation.
yeah, it's because it looked like a PlayStation, and nothing made sense. And then when we turned it on, one of the first games in the selection was Crash Bandicoot, and he was just like, where did you buy this? Like, Fairy Tale Land? But it is also awful. I almost said awesome. I am really sorry. None of the games on the cover tour is awesome. Metal Slug is even worse than anything.
I mean, I have a real soft spot for this style of 3D on 8-bit systems. Anyway, though, like I really like sort of this like line scrolling 3D. Like, not that this is like the best version ever of that, but you know, I always think it's neat. I mean, there, you know, something that this game is lacking that a lot of games do have, like 3D Hot Rally and what's it called? Highway Star. What's the American name? Rad Racer. Rad Racer. Like, those games have hills.
Yeah.
Which, you know, always impressed me that, you know, because I didn't play a lot of games like this back. The Mushroom Cup was one level. That was it.
Well, what do you expect? It's Mario Kart on the car auto. But I think this is neat in the sense that I think they did a fairly good job at converting this. I mean, there is another hack, which is just RC Pro-Am with 4 different Marios. But I think this looks kind of more neat because you have the castle in the background and kind of more elements from Mario Kart integrated.
Yeah.
So,
well, like I said, like Mario Kart, you know, or any Super Nintendo racing game, you don't have hills. But like on a lot of these 8-bit games, you do have hills. This did not have hills.
That's not true. Try Speed Racer or Super Off-Road to Baja. Those have hills.
But are they mode 7?
Aren't they?
I don't know.
Sure
I haven't played them.
Maybe they're not. Maybe they just render through straight up. Could be.
But the most well-known, I mean, of course, you got like Stunt Race FX and stuff. But
yeah.
But like but like the most famous like mode 7 style Super Nintendo racers, you know, you don't have that.
No, that's just flat. Yeah.
Chum-Li.
Yeah. Do you know the show Pawn Stars?
I know of it. I think I've seen a clip of it on YouTube. Is this
well, if you're a fan of Battletoads, you can call them because they might have a copy. But this is a game that came out only last month from Con Games, and it's actually officially licensed by the Pawn Stars people.
Oh.
And was featured on their show, I think.
So is Chum-Li one of the people on that?
Yeah, he's one of the people behind the counter. I'm not a huge Pawn Stars fan, so I don't ask me about the lore, but I think he does stand behind the counter and accept people's deals.
When I saw it say Chum-Li, like my mind went immediately to what was it? Chales and Lee?
Oh, from GameSack 7 30 character special.
Yes.
Yeah, I like those guys. So yeah, I just got this cartridge like 3-4 days ago.
Do I want to kick the old ladies?
Why not? Well, do you? Tell me how you feel, Try, in general.
I mean, I don't feel great about it, but it seems to be the objective so far. I think the old ladies are bringing like vases that they want something. Oh, it looked like it was a little kid.
I guess they're not worth anything, so just kick them out of the store.
There was like a little kid with like a Game Boy or something, maybe.
So Con Games, I think, is a pretty interesting homebrew developer because they did a conversion of Leisure Suit Larry to the NES, which is fairly faithful, and I think they did a new one recently with upgrades to that. And
oh, the boss told me to work with his gut.
I guess this is part of the lore from that show.
I guess I gotta crouch and punch him in the gut. I don't know why, but for some reason the boss's face makes me think of the characters from Mischief Makers.
Oh yeah, you're kind of right. Like the hollow emptiness.
Yeah.
This game is very kung fu.
Yeah, very kung fu. Very, very Spartan X, if you will, or Spartan X2.
Yeah, I haven't watched much of this. I only know this show mostly through the tried and true Battletoads meme that was going on, where people called them all the time and asked if they have Battletoads.
I saw some YouTube video. For some reason, I can't even remember. Oh, I think it was a guy selling like a Commodore 64, like with like all the different accessories and stuff.
I know a friend of mine, Pat Contry. What's his YouTube name? Pat Contry.
Pat the NES Punk.
Pat the NES Punk. Yes, thank you. I know he was on the show at some point.
Oh yeah, that sounds familiar actually.
Right.
I assume they're in his area.
Is he in the Vegas area?
Oh, are they in Vegas? No, I don't think he's in Vegas. I think he's in California, but I'm not positive.
Hmm. Work. They all want you to work, huh? I guess he's just.
Well, I beat most of 2 levels.
Well, I mean, yes, you beat some, so we can move on. But that's a brand new new NES game.
We are having a range of titles here tonight for sure. Number 10, Marvel Presents 2019. Uh-oh.
This can only mean good things, can't it?
Deadpool. I have to admit to not being particularly familiar with Deadpool. I know it's very popular, but I've not seen the movies. Oh, well, look at this opening here.
There might be profanity in this game.
Avert your eyes to any sensitive.
You and I will not be doing a dramatic reading of the dialogue. But yeah, this is another one that made a bit of splash on the hacking community. So I don't think you need to know, but you do know the popularity of the character, I suppose.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about Deadpool either, but I know that Rob Liefeld can't draw feet.
So, I mean, what I'm curious is this just going to be straight up Ninja Gaiden levels?
Well, you don't need. Do you need a tutorial?
I mean, I do not need a tutorial.
This does not count towards your 1 level rule.
Yeah, I don't need a tutorial to play Ninja Gaiden.
So it is Ninja Gaiden, but it is extensively hacked. So there are a lot new features. There's the self-healing mechanic that comes from the comic books.
Climbing up the wall.
Yeah, climbing is different.
Better.
And yeah, overall the game has a lot of surprises. So it's a very interesting hack, and it's been many years on it. I forget, there was some, I think it was a prototype was even leaked of it at some point, but I don't know the details of the story. So.
Do you know if it's built with a Ninja Gaiden ROM, like as a patch?
Yeah, so it is a hack of the original Ninja Gaiden. And they
see, I just screen scrolled that guy. So that seems authentic. Like, but what I'm curious is, okay, where's this enemy spawn from? Because I'm trying to see if do they spawn like incessantly at the corner, like wherever.
I think that's been heavily reduced in this version of the game, like the respawning stuff. So I was probably still there, as you can see, but I don't think it's as aggressive.
You know,
But,
I was talking about this just a stream or two ago. Like, it is such a crime that Ninja Gaiden 3 is like widely considered the worst game in the series, because like I will die on the hill that it is not only the best Ninja Gaiden game, but it may have the best level design of any NES game.
don't people say that due to the change though? That like in the US version,
The US version has limited
continues.
continues, and it is
Yeah.
harder. But you know, if you learn to play the game on the Famicom, then you kind of see that the NES version is basically, it feels like a properly designed hard loop. Like the enemy placement is still very thoughtful, and the enemy and item placement like still works very, very well. I mean, the Famicom version is the better version, but it's considerably easier than the Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 in general. And I still think the NES version is worth playing, but I would agree that you should learn the Famicom version first.
Yeah. Yeah, I like 3. I only have it on Famicom, but no, I have the NES version too, but I never played the NES version much.
Yeah, I mean, I think like just the level design, like because like the enemy placement is so deliberate in the game. The enemy placement, the item placement, like if you get an item that's going to, you know, shoot a wave up and diagonal, or you're going to get an item that's going to shoot the beams that go out from like your top and bottom. Like there's going to be a string of enemies where that will probably be really useful if you use it well.
Right.
It has this flow to it that is just so good. You know, it flows so well. It's just masterful level design on the NES. So this is definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, they did a good job. I think for people who are a fan of Deadpool, I think this kind of... I have the cartridge version of this, and it comes in like a proper box and everything, and it comes with a comic book and pretty good artwork. And
but
everything.
it's not like
really
it's not like official Deadpool.
No, it's not. No, it's not official, but it might as well have been, considering how much work they put into just presentation overall.
Yeah, this baby sprite in the background, that's from level 1 in Ninja Gaiden 3, actually.
Oh, is it?
Or it might be modified
kind of thing
from it, but I'm pretty sure that's where it comes from. It looks there's like a bunch of stuff in like tubes and things in Ninja Gaiden, the level 1 Ninja Gaiden 3. I'm pretty sure that's from that. So yeah, this is pretty cool, and also pretty recent, huh? 2019,
yeah,
I think it's
2019, 2020. I forget when they actually released it. So, and they're doing a new one called Hardcore, which I think is like a hard mode that's coming out. So,
all right, game number 11. Here we go.
So, can you read that?
I was starting to try to read the Furigana.
Okay. Getsu Fumaden.
Getsu Fumaden. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Oh,
So-
moon something. That's all I got.
So this is this is the translated version, as you can see, but this has a connection to the TMNT game, because when Konami was done with TMNT, they reused the code to make this game. So it shares a lot of aspects with the original TMNT NES game.
So is this a released Konami Famicom game?
Indeed it is. And the Famicom box is lenticular, so when you have it in your hand, it changes the art depending on how you look at it. So you have the overworld here.
Well, this doesn't look anything like Ninja Turtles, because it doesn't have a flickering life bar made of sprites at the bottom.
That's true. I mean, this has a lot of. It's not the same in the sense that like it plays exactly the same, but the combat is similar, the sound effects are similar, and the code that it runs on is based on it.
Take back your family's great Hadoken. So wait, is this? Did you say this is based on something? Or no?
So it's not based on, like, the property is not based on anything, but the game code is the original TMNT game code.
Well, I mean that dream that sound effect is 100% Ninja Turtles.
And this is a much better game, quite honestly. I love the original Ninja Turtles, obviously, but as a game itself, this is much better, much deeper, and
I saw there
really
there was a continue option. Is that also in the original Famicom unpatched version?
yes, this is just a translation.
So is it battery save or password save?
That's a good question. I'm guessing password.
Probably password, yeah. I don't know why my instinct was to go left in this level, and it keeps going. So I'm like, was there anything to the right? This does seem quite good, though. It's a little weird, though, with as Ninja Turtles like as it is, and not being able to attack like up or down. I mean, I can crouch and attack, but it's very much like a. It feels like a. It feels more like Raphael's attack, but with more reach. Because it's kind of got that spin turn to it. I mean, I don't play the original Turtles a whole lot. So I did beat it. I have beat that game though. It's not easy.
No, it is not.
Is this like just a pretty cheap common cartridge?
So the cartridge itself is pretty cheap. The box is not, due to the fact that it's lenticular, and I have it over here somewhere, but I'm too lazy to get up again. But yeah, it's not super hard to get. It's fairly popular among the Famicom community in Japan. So when I worked there, you know, it was a game that came up in discussion here and there.
Yeah,
I really like the music in this game, and if I remember correctly, this character does show up in YY World.
Oh, really? I have YY World 2, but not 1. I don't remember. This is pretty neat. So what was it? Getsu what?
Getsu Fumaden.
Is the Fu wind?
Get your Google Translate. Are you studying Japanese finally?
I am.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not too far in. I mean, I can't really make sense of senses, but you know, I'm starting to know more and more words. Yes.
Yeah, I've been impressed a few times we talked that you kind of picked up a few things. So
is the Fu wind in this case?
I don't know.
Getsu Fumaden. Okay. Yeah, I might have to go to the old eBay after this stream for this one. This does seem up my alley. It's just so I love that. I love that turtle sound effect. You know that I can't even say it.
You just killed the frog enemy, but it's very similar to the TMNT. So
I mean, there's like a lot of variety to like the environments already as you go through.
It's kind of like a mix of Turtles and Zelda 2.
Yeah. Have you finished this game?
A while ago. I mean,
does it is it as mean as Turtles?
No, not at all. Turtles.
So far, it does not seem.
Back in, you know, when I interviewed the staff that worked on the original Turtles, they told me that the original NES Turtles game was never finished. They
Really?
had to rush out to market due to certain things. And so that's why the Turtles game is quite unbalanced, and the different Turtles don't have their finished stats and things like this.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard game. I mean, I remember getting through the Technodrome. I think I sort of figured out how to scroll certain enemies off the screen so I wouldn't have to deal with them at all.
Well,
oh yeah, someone said Replicant was saying this reminds them of Ninja Spirit, which I kind of see that with like that kind of whoosh, 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 spin sort of motion to the sword. But yeah, this is really good. This I will be looking for a copy of this. Oh, and speaking of Castlevania.
So you're not familiar with this ROM hack?
Castlevania: The Holy Relics. I am not. I noticed that it is PS2 era Castlevania logo though, so it must be a not super recent ROM hack, or not super old.
It's fairly recent.
I misspoke. I meant it must not be super old.
Yeah. So I think it's 3 years old now, maybe 2, something like that. Time flies by. So, but yeah, you can select the stage.
These are weird names. Like Camilla Crypt is the only one that is actually like an Vrad Manor. Those are the only names they're really ringing a bell with me in Castlevania lore here. Dennis, Andra, Deborah, Timnita. I'm not select relic. Doesn't seem like I have a choice. This is giving me a vibe like the Game Boy games.
Kind of, I guess. It's a much it's very interesting and very. So the guy who did this is Opto, and I actually know him quite well in real life because we used to frequent the same places when we were teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris did Cores of Mysteries and these hacks as well. He's probably the most famous Castlevania hacker of all time, I'd say.
Okay.
And he recently also released another original game on cartridge. So he's still out there, a very good person in real life. But this one, I was very impressed with this. It came out, I think it was like 2-3 years ago.
So do you know what Belmont or not Belmont I am supposed to be playing as here?
No, I wouldn't be able to tell you that. I've only played like a couple stages of this. But
I mean the tile design and seems to be completely new. The main character here completely new. The enemies mixture of old and new, like that skeleton, I'm pretty sure is just straight up from at least one of the games. Like even this axe, look, this axe is a different design. It actually has a totally different trajectory too. It is thrown very far.
Yeah, I mean, this game, he has completely reverse engineered the original Castlevania and has, done so much for the hack community for this game. And I know he also worked on Rogue Dawn, which was that Metroid.
Oh yeah. I've played a little bit of that. That's really neat.
he was the main guy on that, but he helped out. But reverse engineering these old NES games is kind of his thing.
I really like the use of color, like on like the trees, like the strong contrast of like that brown and green to that purple and blue lighting on the other side.
Yeah,
definitely a cool look.
Yeah, man, I first met this guy, like the hacker for this, man, we must have been 18 or 19.
Oh, wow.
Many years ago now. It was my first trip to the US. So, yeah, it's bringing back memories just thinking about it. So.
You were saying Castlevania 1, but like the way this runs kind of makes me think more of Castlevania 3.
I think it's still based on the 1 code, if I'm not mistaken. but I could be wrong about this. But I know that like Castlevania 1 was the one that he really like reverse engineered. So I completely forgotten to keep up with super chats, but I think had any come through, we would have seen it pop up. So
I didn't notice any come through.
No, so
but you
if
can
you do have
you can
super
always
chats,
you can always
in.
scroll up if you need to.
Yeah. No, I generally see them pop up at the side of my eye. I've just been so fixated on these games.
So what was this one called again?
The Holy Relics.
The Holy
Castlevania,
Relics.
The Holy Relics.
And do you like, again, do you use like a Castlevania 1 ROM or something to patch it, or?
Yeah. So, this is all based. Yeah, John Riggs is saying it's the first game's engine. Yeah, I thought so because I don't think. I know that he was working for the longest time on like some sort of reimagining of 2, and I don't think that ever finished. And someone else has already done that now, so I don't think we'll see that. But it's difficult though.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it feels like the right difficulty, you know?
I'm always so fascinated by how good the music is in Chris's hacks, because especially for the Castlevania stuff, it doesn't sound too far off from actual like real Castlevania music.
Yeah, I mean he's not recycling much here. I mean, you know, the death music is a classic, but I mean, you know, why would you change it?
It's like the Super Mario death music.
Well, there's like the Mario 1, Mario 3, Mario World varieties. Like 3D World actually uses the Mario 3 one for whatever reason.
But... John Riggs is saying Pyronauts, which I think is that fire hack that he's been working on, which is that based on Metroid? But it's been in development for a long time. God, I remember playing like Pyronaut. I think that's what you mean, right? But I remember playing a like hack of his for that, like back in the 2000s sometimes. It was impressive back then even, but I don't think that was ever finished and released. It was a Magfest.
This knife or whatever this knife equivalent weapon is pretty powerful, but it's actually stronger than the whip, but I'm having trouble utilizing it well.
Yeah, the power-up system, by the way.
Oh! I don't know if that counts as beating the level.
let's say you beat the level, just because you can't be stuck on all this.
That's pretty good.
So John's saying that Pyronauts is done. It's based on Castlevania 2, but has no bosses yet. Oh, cool.
Interesting.
I hope Chris is doing well. It's been a while since I talked to him now.
So yeah, you said this was the guy that did Metroid Rogue Dawn. That seemed really good. I would like to play more of that.
He helped out with that.
Oh, he helped out.
One the most famous one he did was Chorus of Mysteries, which is another Castlevania.
Oh, okay. And I just see we got a 25 from Thomas KN. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very generous.
Really digging all these ROM hacks, the chiptunes especially. Thank you for hosting these fun Sunday evening streams. Well, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's always fascinating with music. When music is changed in ROM hacks, this is always very fascinating because, you know, it can either be interpretations, it can be brand new music, or in bootleg sense, you know, it's a lot of hacked sound drivers.
So far, a lot of the ROM hacks and stuff have had very good music. But that Mario Kart did not have good music.
Your favorite?
Nebs and Debs.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
It's another new homebrew that was released in 2018. It was a crowdfunder campaign for this. So,
Okay.
pretty neat. Try it out.
I seem to have a face on my hair.
I think it's a bow, no?
I mean, I'm interpreting it as an angry eyes with an angry mouth in the middle.
And this is gonna be like Aghanim in Zelda 3 all over again.
Oh, that doodle doo doodle doo.
Oh, you beat the stage. Yeah. Oh no, you died actually. Did you?
That doodle doo doodle doo. That's sounding so familiar. Like, is that based on something? Doodle doo doodle doo.
Can't say it rings a bell for me.
So I mean, this is kind of a like a Wario Land charge mechanic, but kind of not.
Yeah. Oh, it's somewhat similar. So you don't really. I get the sense that you don't follow the homebrew community.
No, I mean, I have like a huge respect for it and everything, but I just don't really focus on it really at all. Like for like my personal collection, like I'm very much focused on ROMs like that are officially made. I mean, you know, when I say ROMs, I mean, you know, actual ROMs, you know, ROM chips. You know, I'm concerned with, you know, cartridges that were, you know, licensed by Nintendo, licensed by Sega, discs licensed by Sony or whatever. You know, that's just what I am interested in myself. Like I've sort of said before, like when you've got something like Xenocrisis, which is I love the idea of these brand new games like this made on the actual original hardware, because then, you know, there's no fakery. You know, you aren't making a game that looks like an NES game but not quite hitting the mark. Like, you are bound by the limitations of that system, unless you come up with a new mapper, but in which case you're still bound to the limitations of the system. I love the idea that this stuff runs on hardware, but like the way that you get me to buy it is if you do like what Strictly Limited Games did, and they had a Ultra Core, and they had a Xenocrisis, not just for, you know, a new ROM for those systems. They oh wait, how did I do that? How did I go? I went up at some point.
Yeah, can't you do like two directions?
Oh, is it like a peak? Is it like a Pikachu, like Smash Brothers mechanic? I went up some.
So basically, for me, you can.
But yeah, like I love how they also then had like Switch versions of that. Even though, like, yes, the Switch version's emulated, it's not running on its native hardware, but like to me, like it is a real Nintendo cartridge. Like that's like, you know, that's the difference to me. Like that for my own collection purposes, you know.
People are saying you need to dash as you jump on it.
Oh, I ran out of time.
Yeah, I mean, Xenocrisis was ported though. That was not emulated.
Oh, really? Okay, I just assumed.
But actually, my favorite thing to collect these days is new, like, cartridges for older systems like this. So I pretty much support anyone who do this. So I've always been a huge fan of ROM hacks, and it's kind of, you know, I dabbled in it myself when I was younger. So
yeah, I mean, I love the idea of it, but it's just like there's so many things I could be focused on and paying attention to. And so yeah, it's just like not what I focus on.
That's why in the chat you see John Riggs here and there. He's great for this because he does a lot of community awareness for homebrews. He does his own.
Always retweeting like Kickstarters and stuff.
Yeah. So John, follow John John Riggs if you aren't already following him, because he always highlights them and he makes his own. And I wish I got a copy of Bob's Burgers that he did, because my wife is a huge fan of that show. So we got some super chats.
Yeah, I think just one. Yeah.
True King of Space. Glad I finally found you. $10. I always put your videos on in the evening while I'm working on side projects. Keep up the good work. Anyone ever tell you that you resemble the YouTuber Balcom? Which one of us? I guess you.
Yeah, I've not heard that one before. I mean, I always hear, I sound like Tom Hanks. And not that I think I do, but that's what people always say. And people say like, you look like this person, you look like that person. I get a lot. There's a character on, I don't really watch a lot of TV, but I guess there's a character on The Office that a lot of people compare me to. Every once in a while, someone's like, oh, you look like this person, you look like that. What's really funny is when people comment on videos, they'll say, you look like this person, you sound like this person. And it's always like, well, how much of the video did you watch? Because there's two people in here. Who is you? So I always have to like Google who they're saying you look like. And I'm like, oh, they were talking about Corey, or, oh, they were talking about me. Was this number 14 or whenever I bring up this menu, I can never remember whether I already moved down to the next one.
Double check 13 maybe.
Oh, no. Yeah, this must have been the next one.
Rad Ranger saying $5. Enjoying the stream tonight. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank
you. So this is Kung Fu.
This is just straight up. Is this just straight up Kung Fu?
Yeah, but there is a pretty significant change, as you can see.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't remember a female playable character being an option.
No. So here you play as Sylvia instead of Thomas.
I'm going to have to get used to my up jumping, aren't I?
Oh, yeah. It's one of those, isn't it?
It is one of those. I guess if you really wanted to, like if you were playing with like a Super Nintendo controller or something with more buttons, I wonder if you could remap it on the Mister to just make the up.
But this game, I think, this game doesn't really require, it's not a platformer.
No, yeah, it's not that bad. This is a game that I don't own, but I mean, there's a lot of like really common cheap NES games that like I want to get, but like whenever I'm at the death sprite was not.
Yeah, they didn't change. Yeah, too bad they didn't change that.
There's like a lot of like really common NES games. It's like I want this, but like every time I go to the game stores, I'm always like spending my money on like something that's more like exotic, like, oh, you don't see this very often, or this is a little pricier or something. Like the common ones, it's always just like, this is always going to be there.
Yeah, like Bible Buffet.
But this is a game that like
I don't remember you and I went to Game World. So Video Game World is the store that's in your town.
Yeah.
We went there together, and I think I emptied out their 3DO and CDI.
Yes, you did.
When I was
you
there.
Just got your CDI.
One of them. My friend gave me a Magnavox CDI. I have another one.
Oh, okay.
But what was they had there that I picked up? They had Tetris.
I think was it the Grid that had the Grid had
Laser Lords.
It was the one with that lizard on the cover, which was like an amazing box art.
Yeah. That was a great find. The Grid had I also found the WCW main event on Game Boy there, which is hard to find.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I needed that for research at the time, so great find.
I forgot this game has the NES laugh sound, which I just absolutely love.
Oh yes, that's true. Spartan X in Japan. So this is a officially licensed Jackie Chan game in Japan, because Spartan X had come out in theaters when this came out in the arcades. And if you're a fan of Jackie Chan movies, Spartan X is the Japanese name for Wheels on Meals, which is a great film.
Yeah, this it's an interesting game. I mean, I don't like it as much as like, you know, in terms of like games where you like just run into enemies. Where you just like run into an endless stream of enemies and just do a one button attack against them. I'm definitely more of a fan of Russian Attack.
Oh yeah,
I love Russian Attack.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Do
you remember they did like a PS3 remake of that?
What?
Yeah, I think so. At least it was the E3 year when I was there.
Are you?
I wonder if that came out. Did it? Yeah, it must have. I'm pretty sure. There was a HD Russian Attack.
I have a hard time believing this.
Did I miss a $25? No, we read the $25 super chat.
Did that enemy, was that enemy the boss?
So the boss, you should duck and punch him. You should get close and duck and punch.
Kicking just feels like it has more range. But I beat the boss, or at least I assumed that was the boss because he was the enemy with the health bar.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I didn't get to the stairs in time. Is there any notable story behind this ROM hack? Like, I know that like Mike Micah famously did the ROM hack for Donkey Kong, where I believe you play as Pauline in it.
Yeah, that was a pretty big deal. I remember when he did that, because that was picked up by mainstream media.
Yeah.
No, there's no significant. I thought it was just funny. You know, it's just a random bag. Yeah. We never know what you're gonna get.
But I noticed the title screen. I mean, I forgot what the Kung Fu title screen looked like. I mean, it was the exact same title screen used in that what was it called? Not Chales and Lee, but whatever it was called. The other game that was like Kung Fu that we played, the Pawn Stars.
Oh, Chumley.
Yes.
Yeah, because that is very much based on Kung Fu. So.
All right, game 15. Right. Oh, well, I'm noticing a theme here.
Sometimes there is a little bit of a break. So.
Well, this is a game that I own both on NES and PC Engine.
I have every version for every region of this game.
This game is amazing.
Yep. I prefer this NES version. I know some people are really for the PC Engine version, but I think this one kind of... I grew up with this. That's probably why.
I did not. I was unaware. You know, our friend Game Dave is a huge Jackie Chan fan. And he actually, you know, he's done this sort of storyline series on his channel where he's like, kind of had this ongoing story. He kind of wrapped up the storyline a couple of years ago, or at least for now. He might continue it in the future, but like he is like such a huge Jackie Chan fan that he like intentionally saved this game for like the last episode on his storyline, and it's got this this huge like visual effects sequence where he's fighting, I think it's the boss of the 3rd level maybe, where it's this really weird looking frog. It's like got this crazy sequence. I can't remember if it's that episode or the episode before that where like there's this moment where he like his like face turns into my face for a little bit.
I wonder
it's a pretty
I
wild
wonder if
thing.
he would have read my Jackie Chan game article on Hardcore
He may
Gaming back
have.
in
He
the day
did. He did a Jackie Chan and video games panel at Retro World Expo a few years ago.
I should ask him if he ever read my article, because my article was back in 2009. So, and I got to, talk to Jackie's management at that time.
Oh.
And did interviews and everything. That was probably the biggest hardcore gaming article at that time when I did that. And then I later on did the Ninja Turtles hardcore gaming article, which was at that time then the biggest. And then I think I beat all of my old records there with my Asterix and Donald Duck articles, because it got exceedingly bigger those articles.
For his, I love these tigers. Like, I just love how huge they are. I mean, I know they're sprite flickering all over the place, but I just love them.
Yeah.
But for his panel, he made this like gigantic, like real life Jackie Chan cutout, and then a pixel Jackie Chan from this game cutout that were like these like life size cutouts. He spent like all night the night before going to the convention making them, and like because he wanted to have them like on the stage so people could like go take selfies with Jackie Chan and pixel Jackie Chan after the panel.
Oh.
It was pretty amazing. Actually, I'm pretty sure if I remember right, I think I'm the one who found his copy of Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu at I believe it was Too Many Games. But yeah, I was totally unaware of the game, and I later got it and just fell in love with it myself. I mean, a lot of people do prefer the PC Engine version. Even some of my friends who are like big NES people, like still prefer the PC Engine version. But like the PC Engine version is good, but like something about the way the character just looks on the NES version, like something about the lower colors and more simplicity to just how he looks just is more charming to me. Like, like he's got more colors and more like defined like eyes and stuff on PC Engine, which is like, I guess technically better, but I played this version first, and I still prefer this one. I love these, like these side scrolling levels have great music.
Yeah, it totally does. So they really should make those articles available again somehow. Because when Hardcore Gaming did their redesign, they all went away.
Oh, really?
To figure out how to get.
I knew that there were some articles I was looking for, and I couldn't find them. I didn't know that was why. Like, I'm not even sure if the old Goemon article is still around.
I don't think so.
That was like a huge reference guide for me for so long, because that was like the first series that I got really into importing. And I was just I remember just opening up the Goemon article, like it just like rereading stuff on that like all day at my old job instead of like doing things.
Right. Yeah, the Jackie Chan article, it took me 2 years to make that, because I was going through with his management and Frankie Chan, which is not in family or anything, but I was part of his production team. And we were doing a lot, and I had to get clearance for all these things, and there was many games to write about. So it would be good to get that article out again, just because it took so many months and years to make it. So the Turtles article, even though that was, it was hundreds of word pages to write that, but that took me 3 months or something, which had like every Turtles game ever made.
Wow.
So we are not emulating. Well, technically,
well, we are. I
guess we are. The Mister is FPGA, which is emulation.
Yeah.
But
I was going to use Famicom. I was going to use the Famicom EverDrive, but the fact of the matter is, I probably would have been using it on the NT Mini Noir anyway. So I would have been sort of emulating either way. kick this guy in the face? I don't remember.
Yep. Kick him in the face. He makes an expression.
Oh yeah, that didn't last long.
Every Turtles game. Yeah, that when I did that article about Turtles, all the Turtles games, that was complete of that time. And I actually interviewed several of the people at Konami Japan about their involvement in that series, and like Izumi, who did the music, and the original NES designer for the first game, and things like that. So that was another big article back in the day, which is also gone, unfortunately.
Man, the music in this game is so good.
It really is. Well, you've beaten the level now. So
I have. This is it's such a good game. I wish I could keep playing because who knows what awaits me. Going to the next game is always a gamble. All right, number 16. I mean, we really are moving along here.
Yeah.
Perkele.
Oh well, that's a dirty word.
Kioski Tapelu.
I don't think most people have ever seen this game.
I would guess so. This is a 2017 game though, so it must not be like a vintage Dindy game or nothing.
Nope. For people who said that they want to read these articles, I will try to get them up and restore them. I probably still have the
is that
HTMLs. So the language.
Wait. The language is what?
Finnish.
Finnish.
Yeah.
Was that Finland on the map?
Yep. So this is it was only 100 carts of this, I think. Only released on cartridge. I don't think this is my own dump. So I don't
really?
think that exists. Yeah, it doesn't exist out there. But it was only sold for one day, 100 carts, and it's all these unofficial, let's say, events from Finland. This is the bum fighting or like drunk fighting, and then I don't speak Finnish, but it's all because the name of the game is actually a potty word in Finnish. So
my understanding is that like scholars like don't really even know where like the Finnish language comes from. Like apparently it's not very related to like anything, which is interesting if true.
Yeah, I mean it has its origins in like there's a bit of like depends on where in Finland you are too. I mean there's a lot of Finns that speak Swedish, so. And then I think the closest will be like Russian.
was I guess this was this 2-player mode that I selected?
You might have, yeah. Yep. Yeah, no, most people had not heard of this because it was only sold for one day,
and it's in Finnish.
Yeah, it's in Finnish. It is quite naughty, this game.
So is it like, are like these characters based on anything?
No, it's just bums. It's just drunk people.
Huh. Interesting.
So it makes fun of its own nation, I suppose.
Well, I guess I technically beat some levels. That is it. So you have one of the 100 copies, huh?
Yeah, I bought this when it came out, so...
Very
it came
cool.
in the box. Very nice one. With nice artwork.
So shall we go on to game 17?
Let's go to game 17.
Oh, I accidentally went to. How did I do that?
What did you do?
I somehow went to the top of the list. I didn't think that was possible.
Found a new.
But I don't know how I did it. Maybe I just hit left or right twice because you can jump quickly by hitting left or right, but you know, I wish you could just hit the B button to go back up to the previous menu, but all right
17.
Oh, we were talking about this game not that long ago,
Right. So this is from NES Rocks. It was a Brazilian, and also did an amazing conversion of Super Pitfall. which makes that game actually playable. And this is the same kind of take on Ghostbusters, which is very impressive considering the original quality. I got a super chat here
I mean,
from Mega X6, $5, saying, "I love these retro games."
well, thank you. I am loving them more than I expected to tonight. I was very concerned.
Yes, I know you were. You're like, you're gonna pick how many games, and you're not gonna tell me what they are.
Hey, I even found one I need to import. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, I was commenting to you that you know, there are 3 games to my recollection anyway that I owned as a kid that I don't own today. Those are Jeopardy, Mickey Mousecapade, and Ghostbusters. And Mickey Mousecapade was just so confusing for me as a kid. I couldn't figure out how to get through the game at all. And I kind of feel like I have unfinished business with it, but I also kind of feel like in my mind, getting it is tied to getting Ghostbusters. Cause it's well, if I have unfinished business with that, I also have unfinished business with Ghostbusters. And I am horrified of the idea of going back to NES Ghostbusters, especially because I've heard that if you die fighting Gozer, then it doesn't matter how many extra lives you've accumulated. You're back to the beginning of the game. And that's, whew. Oh, when you hit the start button, it says Ghostbusters. Oh man, this is I'm getting flashbacks here.
Flashbacks to.
I don't exactly remember how you play the game.
Yeah, I am not too. I played this on Commodore 64 when I was a kid, and that's a bit. I mean, it's the same layout, but this one. But I mean, the driving section looks much better than the original NES version.
It kind of makes me think of Vice Project Doom's driving section, which makes me feel like I should be able to shoot, but I seem to not be able to.
It's a good game.
It's a great game for sure.
Is that you slowing down or the game?
I mean,
oh, it's okay. Yeah, you're picking up.
Yeah, I don't. I see. I just never really understood how to play this game in the first place. So I don't what you need a beam. Do I go to the shop? Do you buy that? Why would Ghostbusters buy a beam at the shop?
Guess you have to upgrade.
But Egon makes the stuff himself.
Well, it's the game adaptation. You know, they changed it a little bit. Oh yeah, I remember this. So
yeah, the ghost. I remember these items now, and I remember. I'm not sure if these sprites are changed. They probably are, but I just.
You should get a ghost vacuum because that's for free.
Yeah, this is. I guess that's all I can get.
So I guess you have to vacuum some ghosts to make money.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, go to that blinking building.
Yeah.
Or not.
I guess not.
I think when they blink, you can go there, but we're just too late.
So if the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man does that, then I guess if too many buildings get crushed, then you just
probably
you just lose the game.
Well, that didn't even blink, so I don't know what's going on. I'm sure people who are familiar with this game are just ripping their hair out while watching this.
Because it doesn't feel like I can go into these just regular buildings for some reason.
Yeah. Gotta stop the ghost. Oh.
Oh, I still need a beam? It still says I need a beam, but I don't have any money.
Time to get money.
How?
I don't know. But it's impressive looking though.
I mean, I would like to see the actual oh, we're out of gas.
Oh, you have to push the car. How sad.
I mean, I know that you said that this version actually has the Ghostbusters 2 HAL sprites.
Yeah, I use the sprites from the New Ghostbusters
here's
2 or
something.
whatever it's called. Yeah.
Can
There's a blinking building. You can go there.
If I can.
Damn. Oh yeah, go there.
It says you need a beam.
Need a beam?
I guess it won't let
Okay.
me go into the levels unless I have a beam, but like I don't have any money. Like Ghostbusters headquarters is down here, but oh, can I go into it? I thought I tried.
You have to push the car again.
Oh my goodness, this game. I mean, I respect the heck out of this.
The work.
yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna remaster
Gozer
games,
became the Destructors.
you should focus on these lesser, well-playing games. Like you try to make them actually good.
Yeah.
So
that voice clip is very good.
Sound quality on that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get this.
I would love to. Oh, okay. I picked up the Ghostbusters at the headquarters. It looked like.
Yes.
But I still have no money. You need a beam. But I got no. How can I get money?
I'm allowing you to change games. Try.
But house sprites.
Well, maybe I have an old version or something. But I mean, if you don't have money, you can get the ghost vacuum, but that doesn't help you.
It doesn't let me go into the levels. So yeah,
No, the white square you brought up had a vacuum in it after you bought it.
I know, but it did. But like it didn't. Does that count as a beam?
Maybe.
But like it did. I did see that, but like, yeah, it's there. But what does it mean?
Can you go to any other building? Oh, damn it! This is so frustrating.
Like, when I go there and hit the A button, it just says you need a beam.
Go back to the headquarters.
Like last time, it just
at least go.
It just made the Ghostbusters like actually go into the car.
This is baffling.
I love how New York is apparently just like an endless, like when it's the driving thing, it's just like endless rows of brick. Like there's no like gap between any of the buildings. Well, I clearly need to understand how to play this game better.
Yeah.
In the 2600 version, you use the vacuum while driving to suck up ghosts.
There's an Atari 2600 version of this game?
Yeah.
Didn't they
include? Isn't that included or at least referenced somehow in the HD Ghostbusters game?
Could be.
Oh, here's I'm not exactly a Sonic fan, but this title screen looks impressive.
Yeah, let's check this out before we comment too much on it.
I like the use of color. I mean, it feels like the color usage on that title screen is really good.
Yep.
So this said 2000 on the screen.
No, 2020.
Or that's what I meant to say. 2020.
Yeah.
You know, don't count on the thing I intend to say to actually fall out of my mouth.
That's fine. I'm here to translate for you.
I mean, the Sonic sprite is kind of neat. Yeah. Is it sort of loosely based on the Sonic 3 sprite, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know it's certainly not for Master System because it's not that expressive on the ancient games.
But like he actually has like sort of like his spikes blow in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
This level
Yeah,
design doesn't seem to be based on anything I'm terribly familiar with. Not that I'm
No, the
a
level
Sonic
design.
super fan
So
or anything.
basically, this is a hack that's called Sonic Improvement Volume 2, which is basically a ROM hack of a bootleg, because this is originally Sumari, which is you can see it in the GameStack episode I did with Joe, but it is a Sonic knockoff with Mario in it from Hummer Team.
Yeah.
And then someone did Sonic the Hedgehog, a ROM hack where they inserted Sonic in and tried to fix the music too, I think, back then. And then you have Sonic Improvement, which is this project where they're trying to basically make it as good as it can be on with the engine that it has. There's a lot of, you can see like enemy placement and stuff like this is
pretty chaotic.
Yeah, somewhat chaotic, and the momentum is
Very
not the greatest, but
yeah,
it is much better than what it used to be. The GameStack episode we're talking about is the bootleg games, which was the last episode on GameStack, which I wrote and appeared in with Joe and John Lindman.
And also Chales and Lee.
And Chales and Lee. I hope to talk to them someday.
Get a little more Dindy information.
Yeah, they did make me feel quite dandy.
Something about Robotnik's face when that sign was spinning, like the lines that they had through him, kind of just made them look like weird wrinkles on his face, like it looked like his face was like melting or something. Look at these flowers with these really wriggly stems. I don't know how I feel about it.
You don't like it?
It's a little.
The weirdest.
It's a little too. It's a little too lively, don't you think?
Oh, so you wanted more laid back?
Yeah, I mean, like
a little bit too much for you.
Like plants are supposed to be, I mean, video games have taught me that when plants become too lively, you need to shoot a rocket launcher and flamethrower at them. They are dangerous and want to eat you.
Well, it's good that you apply all video game logic to real life.
Well, I mean, I am playing a video game after all.
That is true.
But if I saw a plant moving like that in real life, I would.
You would also flamethrow it.
I mean, I don't have a flamethrower, so I would just give it a wide berth. But
Let's see, just try to catch up with the chat in case there was some super chat. No.
Like, doesn't Robotnik's face look kind of creepy?
Like wrinkles on his forehead.
It just looks like his skin is starting to melt off his face.
The most recent game stack, the last one. Yep. It's called Bootleg Games.
I mostly just want to play this level just because I'm just curious if there's going to be like a Robotnik fight. And if so, what would it be like? So what time is it right now over in Norway?
Oh God, it is 4:30.
I mean,
but I slept until you woke me up for this, so it's fine.
Okay. Yeah,
and tomorrow's a holiday, so I can catch up.
Yeah. Weird mechanics.
Yeah, the physics are kind of all over the place.
Ah, that was it. Oh, look at Sonic's life counter face. It actually gives you this I'm so disappointed in you face. All right, game number 19. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Oh no, what have you done to me?
Have you played this before?
I'm pretty. Is this just an unmodified ROM?
This is just a modified ROM. You don't need to change the game.
I am pretty sure I've played the NES version of this before, and I am pretty sure it's horrible. But I actually owned the Game Boy version back in the day.
Oh.
And I hated it. And what's weird and maybe a little unfortunate to admit is I kind of liked the first Game Boy Home Alone game. I actually beat it.
You need to master the slide mechanic in this game. So you have to run and then slide into stuff. That's how you do it.
Doesn't really look like there's anything in there that I can get. But yeah, like I actually kind of liked the first Game Boy Home Alone game.
I never played it on Game Boy, but I played the Amiga and Mega Drive, which wasn't that bad.
I mean, admittedly, I tried playing it again not that long ago, and it was not as. I mean, I didn't really remember how to play all that well, but like I've definitely got a soft spot for the Game Boy game. It was a Christmas game that I did not ask for back in the day. Oh, that guy
no.
Got me. And now I'm back at the beginning of the level for just getting got by one guy. But yeah, like I mean, I remember, I was just kind of like, I don't know if I want that. Like back then, like I knew like a game based on a movie, like there's no way that's going to be any good, or at least it is profoundly unlikely. Like I knew that there were some good Disney games and some good. What? Look, that's a key. Keys are good.
You don't need it.
The keys are good. Is this the only key in a video game that has ever hurt you?
Could be. It'd be an interesting research material.
But that guy that was in that shop that got me actually came out of there. Like, I'm feeling like there's no reason to actually go into any of these doors.
I was gonna say that there's no reason to be playing this game, because that also would be a factual statement.
Yes.
Just listen to the music. It's so like indicative of this game, isn't it?
Yes. But anyway, like I remember my mom being like, after I left the game unopened for a few days after Christmas, she was like, if you don't want that, like, we could take it back to the store and get something else, which, like, in some respects was a deal that I probably should have taken. But I was just like, oh no, like,
You probably could have gotten like Little Samson.
I know, right? But I was just like, I'll play it. I remember we opened it up and like, my mom even like read a bit of the manual to me. Even though I could probably have read it by that point. And, I eventually remember over time, like, I'm kind of getting this game. I'm kind of getting into it. And, I eventually beat it. And I, liked it enough that, when I was, at a Babbage's, and when I was visiting my aunt and uncle, my uncle said, "Hey, I'll buy you a Game Boy game." And I was like, "Oh." Well, I went in there and they had like nothing I wanted. Of course, like I would have loved to, Drumble, who I saw was in the chat at least earlier. I know he's told this story before where he chose like Balls 3D for Super Nintendo and some other like really off the wall games, those random points when your parents are like, hey, you can choose a game. Like, could you imagine like getting to now knowing like what we know now about like good games and what has become rare and stuff? Like, could you imagine if you could go back and look at that selection that was available to you? Like, you know, there could have been some $1,000 game that you're just like kicking yourself that you didn't get.
I think we need to change game.
Yeah, because I don't even know how to proceed.
We can't keep
We've exhausted. But anyway, I saw nothing I wanted. This was one of those situations for me. I saw nothing I wanted, but I was like, well, you know, Home Alone 1 was pretty good. So I chose Home Alone 2 at Babbage's, and it is much like this, incomprehensible in comparison to the first Game Boy game.
Pretty much.
I somehow beat the first level, but never got anywhere in the second level. Like, but yeah. Rolling.
Oh, here we go. This is the new game from the Holy Relics hacker.
Okay.
So this is not a ROM hack. This is a brand new game that he made, and this came out last year.
Or 2019, it says.
I think that's the copyright, but I think the cartridge came out last year.
Interesting.
So,
you know, I actually just ordered a physical copy of a game that this is kind of making me think of, called Tanuki Justice.
Oh yeah,
it's from this
game.
It's from a developer that did a game that Corey streamed not that long ago, and he really liked it, called Agalos.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like this developer's thing is very much, oh, look at this rolling. Why can't raccoon crawl? But like this developer's thing very much seems to be making like Master System aesthetic games.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not surprised that Corey wanted to do that, but yeah, this is a pretty neat game. I really enjoy this.
I mean, this seems to not be like a hack of anything, as far as I can tell. Like it's just
this is completely custom. Like this is Chris's own game that he coded up, but it's pretty good. So I mean, even when it's just straight up him, this is really fluid mechanics, good music. I love the graphics too. They're simple, but this kind of remind me of 1987, 1988.
Yeah, I mean,
era.
there's almost like almost a like, you know, I was just talking about Mickey Mousecapade sort of vibe to it in a way, like, you know, just the way you walk along. I mean, the mechanics are definitely different.
Hudson Field.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's good to play these games just to kind of get more familiar with these newer NES games for you. Then.
Yeah. I mean, I knew. I mean, you probably knew going into it. This would be very educational for me tonight.
Well, originally I was just going to pick trash, but I also remembered I usually stream for like 3-4 hours. So I was like, I mean, we're getting older. Our health is not what it used to be. Maybe we should have some fun too.
I think when I'm just hitting the B button when I roll, like it hurts the enemy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to figure out if it was using any consumables, but I don't think it is.
Way to go, Raleigh.
Oh, password system.
So yeah, I think get the gist of the game.
Pretty neat little thing.
But yeah, it's pretty cool.
But see, this is
still buy a cartridge of it, I'm sure, if you look it up.
Yeah, I mean, this is very much the kind of thing that it seems to be happening more with like Mega Drive homebrews, but like if like some of these NES homebrews like started getting like emulated port on Switch or something, or just a port on Switch, like I would absolutely be buying them, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But I think there's some legalities involved.
Yeah, Nintendo probably doesn't like other people emulating NES. I mean, not that it would be illegal, but they wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Super game. Man, where has this been all my life?
I know.
No.
So yeah, you're a fan of Shinobi, not as much as Corey.
I'm listening to this music. I mean that is the music.
Yep. This is not Super Shinobi though. If you know your Shinobis, this is not a port of the Super Shinobi.
Yeah, I mean the title screen looks it, but
yeah.
This is very much Shinobi 3.
Yep.
Although, okay, there is a dash.
Mm-hmm.
So Super Game is the developer.
Yeah.
Is this a vintage ROM hack, or
It's not a ROM hack.
it's a pirate? Or
Yep.
like I guess that's what I meant to say. It's a vintage
Bootleg.
pirate.
Yep. Yeah, so this came out, I think it's like from 96 or so. But it's a pretty authentic port. I mean, considering some of the other ones we played. I mean, this isn't half bad. It plays pretty good. It looks pretty good. The music isn't half shabby. And this is featured in that GameStack episode as well. So Joe actually liked this a lot, this port.
Yeah, it does not seem but bad. I mean, mechanics are not great, and there's some weirdness with like how it scrolls vertically sometimes. But yeah, this is. I mean, you know, I know you're always singing the praises of Humber Team, but like this kind of seems a step above Humber Team.
Yeah, well, Humber Team is prolific, and some of the stuff they did was great. Super Game, they're alright. They also did a Aladdin port of the Mega Drive game, which isn't half bad. And what else did Super Game do? They did a Lion King port that wasn't too bad. So, and of course, but I think this is the one that's most famous. They also did a Bomberman version that's not half bad. So yeah, Super Game isn't bad.
It seems they're being quite stingy with the shurikens compared to the real game.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I always wanted this, you know, on a cart. I actually do not have this. And
where was it distributed originally?
For mostly all of these were in Taiwan and the Middle East and stuff. You'd find them in Argentina. When I lived in Brazil, I used to see these bootlegs all over the place. But they were usually in, you know, different languages, not Brazilian Portuguese. So it's clear that this was just stock that they had for their Famicom systems.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this one primarily probably saw in the Middle East and Taiwan. I don't know if you'd see it too many other places. Maybe like Spain. I don't know. Like I know Portugal and Spain had a bit of bootleg industry.
Every once in a while, when you get hit by certain enemies, like the whole screen just like freaks out.
Yeah, I noticed.
Is there like a wall jump mechanic? Oh,
Can
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Doesn't work great, but it is there. Are there any sound effects?
There is. Not too prevalent, but there is.
I have not heard any sound effects since I started actively wondering if there are sound effects.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, this is way more impressive to me than what Tengen did with the first Shinobi, right?
Oh,
so,
I actually didn't. Did I know that? If I knew that, I forgot that they had a Shinobi version on NES.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that surprising
Tengen.
though, because there were, you know, like was it Alien Storm and some other. That's a Sega thing.
It was
right?
Afterburner, Space Harrier,
yeah.
Fantasy Zone. Altered Beast. I mean, these aren't all from Tengen, but there was Sega games on that came primarily through licensing deals that were made prior to Sega's expansion. So, like from home computer systems and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I wish I think in order for this to come on a cartridge, someone has to do an MMC3 mapper conversion or something. But hopefully someone can do that. Because I would love to have a proper repro of this.
So no one has made like an MMC3 like repro
Of this?
or
No.
I mean anything.
No,
Like,
no,
is
I'm
that
saying
big?
like the mapper that this runs on is not MMC3, but MMC3 is the most common mapper.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes to make games easier to reproduce, or at least back in the day, they would do MMC3 mapper conversions, and the bootlegs especially are kind of difficult with this because some of them run on very weird like mapper systems that
Jumping does
generally aren't
not
documented.
Work properly in this level. I like how fast it scrolls. It's cool that they converted this level, but it doesn't work very well.
No, this level does not work too well.
But this is
Joe had the same complaint for this.
It's interesting though. It's not bad.
Yeah,
Overall.
it's pretty interesting.
Overall, pretty interesting. Yes. 22 Sigma presents. Oh, is this going to be no time? What time zone? 1991, 2001. Oh, this is Sigma again. That did Bioforce Ape, right?
No, that was Seta.
Seta. Okay. So is that 2001 a patch?
That's the translation.
Okay. So is this
Date.
is this a official Famicom game or a pirate game?
This is an official game.
Okay.
Do you know the name Kenji Eno?
Yes.
He did like D.
Oh yeah, that guy.
So this is an earlier game from his creative pool.
Interesting. Yeah, he always had some very interesting and unique games.
Yeah, I love Kenji Eno stuff.
Is it based on any sort of property, or is this totally original?
I don't think so. At least I might be wrong about this, but I don't think so. But yeah, I always had a strong fascination for him. Obviously, as many others did, and too bad. I'm very sad that he passed away as young as he was. But yeah, I was asked recently to write about him for an upcoming project, so I'm actually writing a pretty extensive biography on him these days. It's pretty neat, though.
Yeah,
I love the graphics in this.
Yeah, it's kind of got an Earthbound vibe, but not quite.
Somewhat. Yeah, you're right. It has like that kind of. It's a mix of like Earthbound and Adventure Island.
Yeah. That's a perfect way to describe it. I'm not sure exactly what triggered the skateboard. Yeah. So I see I'm in 1991. Like there must be some time travel mechanic to this.
Yes, there absolutely is.
Well, now I'm wondering if this is an expensive game because it's pretty,
yes,
it is.
Yes,
that's unfortunate. This is pretty interesting. I mean, I'd be tempted by just for the Kenji Eno connection,
right?
If nothing else,
Yeah.
you know. But it actually seems pretty good. I mean,
it's pretty competent. It's not perfect,
No.
but I mean, it's a lot of fun, and it's kind of like at the era where NES games were being, phased out, but still very much perfected, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, early '90s Famicom is some of the best. I mean, it kind of. Something about the aesthetic also kind of makes me think of like a much rougher, like Panic Restaurant or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed how close it is to 11 o'clock. So we should probably finish up these last few games, especially considering what time it is over in Norway. But this is really cool.
Yeah, it's not too far off the 27 games now. So let's.
Future creator Namco. Uh-oh, is this going to be Scorpion Darth Vader? It is going to be Scorpion Darth. I saw someone early on in the chat was like, please play Namco Star Wars.
I saw that too, and I was like, well, you better stay up.
Something I appreciate about this, I think I've talked to you about this to you and with John Audi, that Star Wars, you do not see the stars behind the inside of the text. Mm-hmm. A lot of Star Wars games, I mean, official, real Star Wars games over the years have gotten that wrong, where it's just a yellow outline without a black fill, and you can see the stars behind it. I can't remember off the top of my head which games, but I've definitely played games on like N64, PlayStation 2 probably, where you can see the stars behind it, and that is as incorrect. So this game makes a really strong first impression.
Oh, really strong. And then it leaves an even stronger impression.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Like, it's got like this like Zelda 2 text box. It's got like this exactly Zelda 2 menu.
I always thought that it's like the Castlevania 2 text box. Zelda 2.
It's pretty Zelda 2, but I guess both of those games are pretty similar. I've always thought this game was like kind of taken after Zelda 2, but also, you know, just kind of being a regular platformer. Oh yeah, that's right. It's one-hit kills. I was playing this pretty recently. I almost put it in Analog Frontiers Part 3, but I was struggling to get a good shot. So
I like it. I think this game has a lot of interesting ideas in terms of like you have all these force powers and stuff, like way before like the Super Star Wars games and you know that kind of.
I do
gameplay.
Not particularly like the Super Star Wars games.
They're very difficult.
I wish I did, but I just don't like them.
I love the design, the music, and graphics in them.
Yeah. They're just not
so I have
fun
a soft
to play.
spot, but they're not. Yeah, they're just really not that fun to play. The first one I think is balanced enough that I can play like Super Star Wars. I can play through that and have fun. But Empire Strikes Back, I never enjoyed, and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
There's some levels I like, and then the Ewok stages I just no.
How are the Game Boy ones? Because I remember back in the day, a friend had the Game Boy Return of the Jedi, and I remember playing it. I don't remember if it was any good or not, but.
So I mean, the first Star Wars Game Boy is a conversion of the NES game, which has some funky ass music. But Return of the Jedi, yeah, that's a Super Star Wars conversion. I don't think it's that great. So, I mean. There's also a Master System Star Wars game that's also based on that NES game.
And then there's that. I mean, I assume this is maybe taking after like Empire Strikes Back, you know, where there was the whole, whoa, I dropped a huge thing. I've actually never killed Scorpion Vader before. Oh no! Well, listen to that Darth Vader breathing.
I really think the Scorpion Vader thing just comes from, like, they probably had a design sheet of different, you know, monsters and things, you know, from Lucas or from whoever handled the licensing at this time. I'm guessing it's Lucasfilm. And so they just used whatever material they had to, you know, embellish on enemies and everything.
I mean, like, I just kind of thought, like, I don't know, like the you know, the whole like cave where he fights like the Phantom Darth Vader. I mean, I could see something, some sort of tie into that.
I really don't think they really cared so much about the plot of the film. I think they just looked at making a game with designs that came from a folder. So.
Well, I guess I kind of beat the level. I've never played that far into this before. I never actually beat the Scorpion before, so.
Yeah,
it's it's a game I want to like, you know?
I like it, but it's just not great to play, but I find it very fascinating.
Yeah.
And it comes in this wonderful little Namco box, you know, the physical edition. I love the small.
Is it an expensive game?
Yeah, it's not super expensive, but it's kind of like in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Omake Games.
Boss Def.
Boss Def? Is this...
It's a French game.
Oh, okay.
2019.
Clearly quite new. Oh, we got a new NES game. Let's play it. I have no idea what they're saying.
Pretty good color use.
Yeah, I kind of like the thick outline character designs. Ooh, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
It's a good illustration, right?
Yeah.
You should put that in Analog Frontiers.
This I don't know why this little world map makes me think of like Pocky and Rocky.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so this is also a new game. It's from Broke Studios, which they also did a game called Twin Dragons, which is a fairly good platformer on the NES. And then they released this, which is based on a comic book in France.
Ah, is it like officially licensed based on that?
Yeah. You can buy a collector's edition from Omake that comes with the comic book. And this was recently released in Japan from Columbus Circle. So I have...
Oh, wow.
They changed the name. It's called Pico Pico Grand Adventure in Japan.
Translated into Japanese, I guess.
No. It actually says Pico Pico Grand Adventure in English.
Oh,
so,
no. I mean, like, is the game ROM?
Oh, the game, yeah. The game
text
is in Japanese.
So this game only exists in French and Japanese.
Yeah, maybe there is an English version by now. I mean, I just dumped my cart, so.
Oh, okay.
But
so this is yours.
Yeah. Most of the homebrews you've been playing, I just dumped myself.
Oh.
So.
I mean, this definitely seems right up my alley. I like the colors in this a lot.
This is actually a really good game.
Yeah, I mean, the mechanics
this
feel great and everything.
Yeah, both Twin Dragons and this really didn't get enough love from the homebrew community, I think, outside of Europe. I am sure there's a lot of people who did notice it, and maybe they're in the chat. But yeah, I mean, I thought this was one of the better ones. And Broke Studios do great work. I think they also help a lot of other developers with the NES, so they're just good all around.
This just looks like really competent use of the NES hardware in a way where it's like clear that they like understand the limitations. So I'm like, the way that they are like positioning things is like resulting in like not like really any sprite flicker or anything like that. Like it seems like they're using it in a very advanced way that is like not also revealing the system's technical limitations, you know?
Right.
It's this is really good.
And you can also switch characters, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm assuming the other one seems to like jump less high, but has maybe a stronger shot. Exactly. At first, I was thinking it might be more of like a puzzle game, and like maybe the characters would have.
Some of the later stages does definitely make use of puzzles, so it wouldn't be too far off, but it's not like completely.
Something about the A button.
Yeah. Columbus Circle still is selling this. I'm sure you can find. Just look for Pico Pico Grand Adventure if you want the Japanese version, or go to Omake Games if you want the European version in the box.
Yeah, I mean this is just a beautiful game and it plays really well.
Yeah, just check out the Broke Studios sometime. You know, Twin Dragons, this game. Yeah, and just all their games so far have been great.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Almost done. 25. Astrofang Super Machine. Copyright A-Wave. Okay.
So let's just say it's official. So
This is an official Famicom.
yeah, it's a Famicom game. Yeah. A fan
The
translation.
future. A ruined planet. Planet RS-121. Desert and desolation now replace the advanced civilization that used to thrive here. All that remains is something I didn't have time to read. Oh, this looks like it's got like this looks like 3D Hot Rally
Or Rad Racer.
or Rad Racer,
But with combat.
which I mean could be an interesting idea. I mean, I do not like Mach Rider.
I love the music.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't like the
I got
game.
it after, it, like the music was in Smash Brothers Melee.
Yeah. It's weird that Nintendo haven't like revived that somehow. Mach Rider seems like it would be a perfect fit for like F-Zero. Well, then they would need to make F-Zero
Yeah.
games. But it's weird that he hasn't like popped up again somewhere. It's part of that initial legacy of theirs.
The weird thing is you hit up to shoot.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah, that's the weirdest part about it. You
I
hit
just know
down
that
to transform.
you and I
and
have like a love, or we both like Rad Racers. I figured I'd throw this in.
Yeah, I mean,
Or is it-
I don't like. I actually need to get. I used to have a copy of Highway Star, and then I got rid of it. But I should just get a US copy of Rad Racer sometime because it's not like a great game, but I definitely have a soft spot for it. Like this is so close to that, it almost makes me think like, did Nasser Jabelli do this? Probably not.
Well, Highway Star and Rad Racer. I think I told you before, Try, but when I worked with Nobuo Uematsu, yeah, I generally.
Oh
when
yes,
I,
you've told me this story.
yeah, generally when I work with people, I don't get them to sign stuff because I just find it kind of awkward, and I don't generally like sign stuff in general.
Mhm.
Like I like the artwork and just they can touch it if they have to. But for when I was working with him, I just figured I should bring him one game to sign, and because I didn't know at the time, we got to know each other quite well at the time. But this was one of the first times I saw him, and I had Rad Racer laying around. And I was like, I'll bring that. So I brought that, and then we sat down, had a few drinks and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, do you mind signing something for me?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." And I got that out, and he was just like, "Why do you own such old trash?" And I was like, "Oh, because it has your music in it, even though it's quite trash." You're right. He thought that was funny. I was willing to say that he made trashy music. So
Ooh, I can
that's
give it
how
a
we actually
shot.
became friends. Was Uematsu was very fascinated by the fact that I have been drinking, but he was very fascinated that I cursed around him. He was so happy whenever I would curse, because apparently people didn't curse much around him. So,
I guess he likes people feeling comfortable around him.
yeah, he likes drinking buddies generally. I hope he's doing well. I know that he's been having quite a lot of health trouble. And last time I talked to him, he was taking a break.
Didn't he do music for
Temptation.
Sakaguchi's new game? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope that comes to platforms other than Apple Arcade because it looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And like I really like, Sakaguchi's post Square output. I mean, I haven't put as much time into a lot of those games as I would like. Other than the last story, I beat the last story, which is amazing. And I got to like somewhere on disc 2 in Lost Odyssey, but then I had difficulty spike and haven't ever gone back to it or restarted it. But yeah, I really like what I've played of his stuff since then. So I mean, it's good to see that like Sakaguchi's like greatness kind of is his own doing, and it's not just because like he was surrounded by amazing people at Square.
Yeah.
You know, he definitely holds his own independent of them for sure.
Time to change game, maybe?
Yeah, I guess so. These kinds of games tend to have really long levels, so. Data East. Oh, you know what? I don't know if Drumble is still in the chat here. I assume this is an unmodified ROM.
No, unmodified.
Huh?
It is just, yeah, it's unmodified.
Yeah.
This is just me throwing a wild card in there.
This this is a game that he had back in the day. This and Spelunker. They were, I think, the only two games that he had as a kid that he had sold, and he kind of wanted to. You know, kind of like me and Ghostbusters and Mousecapade, he felt like he had unfinished business with them.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. This game has inverted jump and is that Karnov?
It kind of looks like young Karnov.
Yeah, this game has inverted jump and punch. I forgot about that. I've only played a little, but anyway, like he finally found like he had been looking for it for a while, and it took a while for him to find a copy of it. He's found it at MagFest, and he just was like, oh, and he was so happy to finally find it. And but he refuses to beat it until he beats every other NES game on his backlog, because he feels like that is how he has to like be done with the NES system, is beating Werewolf the Last Warrior.
We have a super chat from the Sonic X9.
Thank
Audi,
you.
why are you not a fan of publishing the? Why are you not a fan of the publishing the Callus, and why? Wait, why am I not a fan, and why? Well, thank you for the $5. The Callus.
There's a lot of stuff that kind of came out about them.
So yeah, I worked in the industry for 20 years, and I've had some dealings with Nicholas, and it's never been horrible or anything. It's just never been positive, I'd say. Just I don't think. Yeah, it's just not personally a company that I was much interested in working with. So nothing really dramatic. Nothing. I don't have any salacious stories to share. I just wasn't a company that I was interested in working with. The music is great in this game, and that's it. I hate this game. I think it's shit.
Yeah, I mean it's not. You know, it doesn't make a horrible impression aside from the reversed jump and attack, but at least it has, you know, like smooth 60 frames per second scrolling, unlike a lot of Data East NES games.
It's true. It's just that it's 60 frames smooth in a game that doesn't deserve it.
Yeah. What does "don't knock" mean? I think I knew this at one point, and I don't remember.
I don't remember. Yeah, this is an official title. This is
it's, you know,
certainly a game.
Like I said, Drum was looking for it for a long time, but like after he found it, I see it like everywhere now. It's not uncommon. Like it's, in fact, it's usually out in, you know, on the shelves with the common games. This is not a behind the glass NES game. I have no idea how to get past this part without like jumping on the spikes.
I like the Japanese version of this I have just because of the cover, because it has like a real they made like a real figurine and photographed it for the cover. So I have it just because of that.
I mean, I do like how the NES box art has like the werewolf like actually like ripping out of the box.
Ripping the cart, or yeah, which is neat. Yeah, the music is awesome, and the graphics is pretty great in this game too. It's just gameplay doesn't hold up at all. So
Yeah, I kind of like the just that grass texture in general. Like back there, I don't know. It looks nice.
Does the grass texture redeem the game for you?
No.
Yeah, the Japanese version. Someone's saying the Japanese version is better, and yeah, it is different. Are all your Famicom games boxed? Yes, actually, I have. Can actually double check right now in my collector's thing.
Well, I beat Karnov twice, so surely.
Beat Karnov and his brother.
So surely that counts as having beat a level. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! Look, when they're facing the other way, it's exclamation mark, oh. Like,
so,
that's part of their sprite. Like, look at this. Oh!
On my spreadsheet for Famicom games, I have 250 exact boxed Famicom games. And I have Gimmick, which I have Gimmick. I have Castlevania or Akumajo Dracula, and I have Captain Saver. Those three I have now. So I have some of the higher priced ones.
All right. Dare we open up 27? I don't know whether I should expect like a grand finale or if it's just another game.
I don't remember anymore. It's too late. I was certainly a grand finale, right?
Looks like we didn't blow the card out.
Yeah, I guess this doesn't work, huh? I don't even remember what this was.
Well, just like Drumble's backlog, I guess Werewolf the Last Warrior is the grand finale for our stream.
Yeah, I'll check out what this was, and I'll see if we can get it on the next stream we do like this. So, which game do you think left the best impression on you from this?
I would say, like, if I were to pick, outside the games I'd already played before, because there were a few.
Yeah.
If I were to pick like an official release, a ROM hack, and an original game, the official release was that Getsu whatever from Konami.
Getsu Fumaden.
Getsu Fumaden. Going on eBay right after this. Getsu Fumaden. That of the official games of the ROM hacks, I would say the Castlevania one. That was really good.
Oh, really? Holy Relics.
Holy Relics. That was really good.
All right.
There were probably other ones that are just not springing to mind as readily as that did, but that one was really good. And of the original games, I would say that French one.
Super Bus Def Adventures or Bus Def Adventures.
Yeah, that was very, very impressive.
All right, that's a good, solid lineup. So yeah, this was a lot of fun, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say
want to do this again.
Mostly good games tonight.
Yeah, and Home Alone.
And Home Alone 2. Oh my goodness. Oh.
So yeah, I mean, anytime you want to do this again, let's do it. And
yeah,
you can definitely do other machines. Even it can be Super Nintendo, it can be Mega Drive, or it can be more Famicom and NES.
Yeah, we could mix it up in the future. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. So thanks Audi again for being on stream and being the conductor to our streaming symphony tonight. And
yeah, it was lots of fun.
And thanks everyone who hung around and sent super chats and everything. And like Audi said earlier, we're going to do a PS3 stream on the MLiG channel, I believe, on Friday, probably Friday afternoon, I guess.
Yep.
So it'll be kind of like the stream that y'all did on Friday on the DF channel, except I guess with Corey's picks.
Yeah, I think we're playing some Tokyo Jungle, some Puppeteer, some Bionic Commando probably. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah,
And
nice. Last
we got
minute,
a
last minute
$2.
super chat from Vanessa area with just a
Yeah.
heart. But thank you as always. And so yeah, Friday, and then next Sunday, I guess just normal stream business as usual. So
Yeah.
see y'all later this week.
See you all later. Thank you so much for watching.
Good night.